Welcome back to night number 4 here at the Madhouse. And guess what? Twin modified features on tap tonight. Let's give you the starting lineup as the ground pounders are set for 25 laps here at the stadium.
I'm not mad about it, starting in the 23rd and that number 12 of Dean Ward.
And the next row, starting 22nd, Gabriel Savager from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And in the number 14, Corey Levette.
And in the 20th position, the 88 of Matt Smith. And to his inside, the number 6 of Greg Butcher.
Folks, that's motorcycle Matt Smith, 33-time NHRA winner, driving tonight in a car. That's pretty cool. Starting 18th tonight, the number 77, it's Susan Harwell, and to her inside, the number 55, Jerry Hunt Supercenter's car from Wesley Chapel, Florida, it's Jeremy Gershner.
And starting in 16th position, we have the number 68 of Eddie Collins. And to his inside, we have the number 78 of Andrew Hara.
Starting 14th tonight in the 05, one of the greatest names in the history of motorsports, it's Bussy Beavers. To the inside, starting 13th, the number 99, it's Crab Smith.
And starting in 12th position, it's snowing, Junior Snow, the number 61. And to his inside, we have the number 44 of Daniel Beeson.
Starting 10th tonight, 18-time winner from Pufftown, North Carolina. In the number 5, it's Randy Butner. To the inside, last week's winner, notching his first ever win here at Bowman Gray Stadium. From Arcadia, North Carolina, the number 79 Hillbilly entry, it's Zach Brewer.
And starting in 8th position, we have none other than the number 22 of Jonathan Brown. And to his inside, and starting in the 7th position, we have the 69 of John Holloman IV.
Starting 6th tonight, your 84-time winner from Walnut Cove, North Carolina in the Citrus Safe, number 1, it's Burt Myers. To the inside, rival, the Q104 car, 104. From Winston-Salem, North Carolina, it's Brennan Ward.
And starting in that 4th position, the number 83 of Tim Brown. And to his inside, we're going to find the number 75 of Lee Jeffries.
And now for your front row starters for twin feature number 1 here at Bowman Gray Stadium tonight for the Brad's Golf Cars Modified Division. Starting 2nd from Walnut Cove, North Carolina, in the Carolina Drilling, number 4, the black and orange car, it's Jason Myers. And now starting on the pole, your points leader so far in 2022, a 12-time winner from Mount Airy, North Carolina. They call him the showstopper. It's Chris Fleming. Fleming's Jerry Hunt Supercenter's car with the Surrey Chemicals on the side has been fast this year. He's atop of the points. Can he keep it there? He has a good shot at doing it tonight, starting from the point. Lights are out on the modern Chevrolet pace car. This will be the only double file restart we see in the 25-lap race tonight, unfortunately. Single file restarts, that's the rule. Hey, can't buck the rules, it's okay. Old Dillner here doesn't like the single file restarts, but, you know, I like to give them heck about it here. But, hey, it's going to be exciting either way. The Madhouse, these are the drivers that live by the grace of God and 600 horsepower, and every time I say it, it's a false start.
You know, you can always do it twice.
It's this build-up.
It's the build-up.
It's the build-up.
Well, you're going to be ready for it.
Can I do
right
take
again?
2? Can I be cheesy for take 2?
Take 2.
All right, folks.
And the yellow comes out.
And the yellow comes
As
out.
soon as we said that, the yellow comes out.
I feel like this is a Seinfeld episode. You know?
It might be.
Burt Myers has pulled his number 1 into the pits. Oh, a big news story right there. Burt Myers, one of the perennial favorites here, has pulled it in behind the stadium field house, and they look like they're going green. Will they give him a courtesy lap? That's something we have to look for right now. Right now, they're not, it appears. Nope, the yellow lights have come back on. Burt Myers, that would have been tough for him. He hasn't won in 13 races. His last win coming in June of 2021. So, no, we are going green. Green flag is out for twin number 1 of the night. Side by side through turn number 1 and turn number 2. Jason Myers tries to tuck in from that outside groove. Right now, your winner, your leader, it's Chris Fleming. Tough time for Myers in the outside. Here comes Tim Brown sideways.
Jason Myers was able to recover there and sneak into that 3rd place position. But you're going to see back here, we have a battle between the number 69 and 22. And ouch, we have someone in the inside.
Big crash. Here comes Justin Snow. It's also the 22 car. Oh, boy, we've got a big one here in turn number 3 and turn number 4. Jonathan Brown spinning that number 22 around. Randy Butner also involved. Snow went flying through the infield there. Can't wait to see that replay.
Now we'll see a Flow Racing replay here shortly to find out what exactly happened as he went flying through the grass.
But the big story of the night, Burt Myers doesn't even take the green. Here we go. Flow Racing replay. Let's look at it right here. Jonathan Brown, the white car there. Oh, Snow somehow gets into the infield, spins out. Two incidents in a row, because you also see the 22. Keep an eye on him, that white car. Contact there. Snow goes to the infield. But look here. Zach Brewer gets to the backside of the 22, sends him to the to the marbles where there's no grip, and he spins around. So does the number 5. 3-cone swipe there as well. There might be some damage, we're being told, on the 83 of Tim Brown. We'll keep an eye on the replay here and see if that Tim Brown car makes contact. Poor Snow, Junior Snow, has had nowhere to go right there. Going into the corner a little bit hot, so maybe a little bit his fault as well. But so let's look at Junior Snow right here as he goes underneath Randy Buntner. And you see him wheel to wheel with Buntner right there. Buntner comes down almost like he doesn't know he's there, makes contact. Remember, these open wheel race cars, no power steering as well. When you make contact with a wheel, it'll almost rip it out of your hand. It's kind of like sprint car would do the same thing. And that's definitely what happened there with the number 51. Great job by our truck. Mark Keeler and the producers down there, Melissa Straley, operating the replays and giving us some pointers over the headset here too. Great pickup by them.
That's what you don't want to do, is touch wheels, especially when it comes to, again, open wheel racing. But it looks like we have some track officials out right now trying to adjust the lineup. Things have gone a little bit haywire here before we go back green.
This is a big thing, folks. Okay, if you're a Bowman Gray Stadium person, you know the two kings of the mountain here are Tim Brown, right? It's also Tim Brown, and it's also Burt Myers. Well, Burt Myers is in the pit area. It's double point night here tonight. So this is a huge blow for Burt Myers.
Let's see if we can get another Flow Racing replay up. We have the track officials looking into where they should put the lineup.
Maybe we could see the replay of that wreck one more time, hopefully. The Bowman Gray Stadium officials are doing their best up here to see the scoring right here. Maybe we could get them to do that in the truck right here, but always making sure they have things right. Remember, we don't have timing and scoring up here, electronic loop. So last week, it was really fun because they came in, they wanted to make sure they got it right, but they wanted to make sure they got it right, and we just happened to be playing our replay, and they really utilized that. So a big nod to the hardworking scorers and officials here at Bowman Gray for always trying their best to get things right here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Right now, we have 3 laps on the board here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Your leader is Chris Fleming. Let's look at the replay here. And you see the car spun there. And we're kind of just trying to see who indeed crossed the line here.
A little bit of post-accident there.
Well, it doesn't matter for us, at least. We're watching a good race here on Flow Racing as the fans, you see them there on the bottom of the stadium. If you've never sat here, there's a section of grandstands in the turn that have a catch fence, okay? But around the rest of it, it's kind of a deceiving view these cameras give. It's like, wow, there's no catch fence. There's a good amount of space, and there's also a good amount of height. So these fans get to lean over the concrete facade of that stadium, whether you're 70 years old or whether you're 5 years old, and you can give a thumbs up to your favorite driver, give a thumbs down to the driver you don't like, and, you know, we call it bird season here. You know what bird season is?
I absolutely do.
You do?
Bird
season is where these fans are leaning over, and they're also telling their driver they're number 1.
All types of birds.
Oh, yeah. Bird season.
We're going to get one to go here from the flagman as they got the lineup sorted out, and you're going to find, look at that leader. Look at Chris Fleming. He's ready to hold on.
What a season so far for Chris Fleming, a guy that says he doesn't run for points. You know, he's never really concentrated on that sort of thing. He likes to come here, put on a show, and be a good example for a lot of the young fans in the grandstands. Well, guess what? He's got that point lead, and he's got the point as they fire off at turn number 4.
What a restart by Fleming's, but the number 75 of Lee Jeffries isn't going to let him take off too soon, as he was glued to the back bumper of the number 16. Meanwhile, number 4 of Jason Myers isn't far behind, and that's going to round out your top 3.
Two great veterans leading the pack here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Two masters of modifieds, especially around this quarter-mile oval. Of course, last week, winning twin race number 1 was Chris Fleming. Can he repeat that feat with 15 laps to go here in the 25-lap event?
Yeah, and you're going to see that Jason Myers is going to look to the inside of the 75 and not able to capitalize or pull in that gap too much. Just completed lap 6 here of 25 is the scheduled distance.
Well, I guess my math was wrong there, but it's okay. 6 laps in the books right here. And you see Jason Myers stalking the back bumper of veteran Lee Jeffries right there. Lee Jeffries, of course, son of the great Robert Jeffries, a wonderful family, and a family that has been a staple here for so long. And that traditional white and blue number 75 paces in second place right now. But, man, he's got a mirror full of Jason Myers.
Jason Myers, he knows there's no time to waste here. He's utilizing the bumps in turn 3 as he's going to try to close the gap even further with the number 75. But Lee Jeffries, he seems a little bit quicker on the front straightaway. Meanwhile, Chris Flemings, he's checked out as leader as the battle for second place continues.
As we tee up the rest of the field, we're coming back to 15 to go this time. 4th place is Tim Brown. A big points night this could be for Tim Brown. And 5th place in top 5 right now would be Brandon Ward. But you're looking at the battle for second place right now, because it is on. Jason Myers, the Carolina Drilling number 4 car, the 3rd generation driver, on the back bumper of the 75 of Lee Jeffries. This place is tough to get around, and it's also tough to pass.
He's trying everything he can to capitalize here. Double points night means double points opportunity to do the best you can and round out the season and make it better for yourself. And looks like they've closed the gap on Chris Fleming.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Oh, look out, Chris Fleming. You've got some company, and it's that 75 and that 4 car. 3-car battle for the lead is about to heat up here at Bowman Gray. You just thought it was single file, right? Well, guess what? It's coming down.
They're going to cross the start-finish line and get halfway. We're halfway on lap 14. We're going to take 15 this time around. Chris Fleming decided to tighten up his buckle a little bit and see if he could continue to pull that lead, as he messed up there in turn 4. But as he enters into turn 1 and 2, he can keep that consistency, and he does as he exits onto the back straightaway.
It looks like Chris Fleming's car has developed a slight push there on entry in the corner. That could provide your car a loose exit, but it looks like that car is a little snug as he enters the turns right there. Right now keeping pace and keeping the 75 and the 4 at bay, but Jason Myers, a little tippity tap to the back bumper of the Phoenix number 75 car of Lee Jeffries.
You're going to continue to see them battle almost like an accordion. Closing the gap, widening the gap, closing the gap, widening the gap. But again, you'll see a 2-screen here. We have another battle here.
Oh, it looks like the battle for 5th right now with Brandon Ward, and then coming up right behind Brandon Ward is John Holloman, the 4th. A quiet season so far for John Holloman. A young driver that made a lot of noise here at Bowman Gray Stadium last year, taking checkered flags, taking the fans challenge bonus, and really cementing himself as one of the up-and-coming stars of this Brad's Golf Cars Modified Division. 5 laps to go as we cross the line right now.
5 laps to go. You can continue to just see everyone almost stay in place. Not really.
Oh, but here comes Zach Brewer. Just as you say that, Zach Brewer, knock, knock. Who's there? To the bottom, goes past John Holloman. That's for 6th position on the racetrack. Every point counts. Every point is double. Double points are on the line tonight. This is like 2 races in 1. Right now, still at the point, feeling nice and comfy up there in the lead is Mount Airy's Chris Fleming in the red number 16 on the screen. Those are your top 3 right there. Lee Jeffries in 2nd. Twin popsicle sticks in the air. 2 to go for Chris Fleming.
It's been a pretty clean race for Chris Fleming, other than that push that we talked about earlier, but he's going to take the white flag this time by.
Chris Fleming last week got his 12th win of the year, notched that victory. Will it be win number 13? Only one corner to go. Gets on the throttle. Chris Fleming, win 13 at Bowman Gray Stadium.
The showstopper, Chris Fleming.
And the show is basically stopped right now as you see a gaggle of cars crossing the start-finish line. A little trouble at the end there for John Hollam in the 4th. But your winner tonight in the Jerry Hunt Super Centers, number 16, a crowd favorite. It's Chris Fleming. Chris actually called me the other night, or we were messaging. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and he said something was very heavy on his heart. And I was like, what's up, buddy? You know, he's a deep thinker and a very spiritual person, a man of great faith. And he looked at the Victory Lane pictures from last week, and he noticed something. He noticed Jason Myers' son, Maxwell, standing there in Victory Lane, and he's like, man, I feel awful. He's such a fan of me. I give him little toy cars each week, and I missed an opportunity. I missed an opportunity to celebrate with him because he just didn't see him, and he's like, man, that really is hurting my heart. And I'm like, don't worry about it. And he was actually really upset. I'm like, listen, there was a reason you didn't see it. That means you're going to have another opportunity, or you'll have even a bigger stage to do it on. And today, pre-race, after getting the fast time, he took Jason Myers' son down there to receive the award. Well, guess what? He'll probably be in Victory Lane with him tonight, too. And you know Chris Fleming's not going to pass up an opportunity to spread his message of faith and also entertain and be a good example for some of the young people here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
What a great story to share there. And the people that are behind you, you often look back, and here we're going to see, off onto the right side
There
of
he
your
is.
screen, you see Myers' son celebrating.
That's so cute. That's absolutely awesome. Chris Fleming, a good person, a big heart. Let's go down to Victory Lane and Randy Pettit.
There's 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16 in there. He drew number 14 last week. He drew 14 last week. Let's see what he draws this week. I think I must have jinxed him. He did it again. Chris Fleming, the number 16 driver, gets win number 13 and draws 14 here at the Madhouse. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, winning back-to-back for the first time in a long time, the showstopper. He told me right before the Hayes-Dillers 200 that he felt like he had a great race car this year and was really optimistic. And now we see why. Chris, congratulations. 2 in a row here at Bowman Gray Stadium. I know you must be thrilled to do it.
Yeah, I told Todd Hunt this week, I said, Todd, I think I'm going to sit on pole. I think I'm going to win a race. I will say, God continues to bless me. So thankful for that. Y'all heard me say earlier that my mother passed away after a 10-year battle with Parkinson's. The last 2 years was a heck of a battle. My sister took care of my mom so me and Frank could race. I'm so thankful for her. So thankful for God blessing me and everything. Thank you guys for coming out. I want to thank Jerry Hunt Super Center, Perkins and Associates, Hodges Realty, Surrey Chemicals, Blue Ridge Designs. Everybody, if you want a t-shirt, go see Greg Crowder, Blue Ridge Design.
Ladies and gentlemen, the showstopper, Chris Fleming, he forgot one.
I do it every time, y'all. Crab Smith owns this car. I'm so thankful that Crab has given me this opportunity. People, I can't do this without him. Smith Trucking, I love you, buddy.
He's right over there, and he's going to celebrate with you in the Carolina Wood Forest Winner's Circle. The showstopper, Chris Fleming, gets the 13th victory of his Bowman Gray Stadium career. And you hear me talking.
Oh, that was a great win for Chris Fleming. 2 weeks in a row for the old veteran right there, the number 16. Let's go to commercial break because, folks, coming up next, the granddaddy of tonight, the Sportsman 100 from Bowman Gray Stadium.
Okay, Madhouse. Some of you tell me the Sportsman division is your favorite. And if that is the case, tonight is your night. Not only are we racing for double points, 100 laps
Welcome back, Flow Racing, to Bowman Gray Stadium here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We have another modified race coming up and some more racing, but first, the McDowell Heating and Air Street Stock Series, their big race of the season, the 100 lapper. Let's give you the starting lineup for tonight's 100 lap sportsman feature. Starting in 22nd, the number 22 car from Knoxville, North Carolina, in the Smex 22, it's Wesley Thompson. To his inside, in the beautifully prepared number 7 machine, the Cam Knott construction car from Louisville, North Carolina, it's Connor Branch.
Starting in the 20th position from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, we have the 08 of Dylan Ward. And to his inside, starting in the 19th position from Pufftown, North Carolina, the number 6 of Kirk Sheets.
And starting in 18th position, the number 3, back in action this week. Great to see that Arcadia, North Carolina driver in the number 3. It's Jeff Garrison. To his inside, a winner here last week. The number 92 from Rural Hall, North Carolina, it's Kyle Southern.
Starting in 16th position, again from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, number 31 of Chase Robertson. And starting to his inside, he is a regular here. You may know the name from Walkertown, North Carolina, the number 21 of Tommy Neal.
Yeah, starting 14th in the Plemons RV, number 03 from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, it's Sterling Plemons. And to the inside, last week's winner, the number 12, the Wade Interiors machine from King, North Carolina, it's Donkey Strong, Justin Taylor.
And starting in that 12th place position, he's been Mr. Consistent of top 5s this year, the number 55 of Zach Orr. And to his inside from Yadkinville, North Carolina, the number 19 of Michael Adams.
Back in the seat, back at Bowman Gray this week. Great to see this car back. The Shoup's Body Shop, number 30 from Mount Airy, North Carolina. It's Blake Shoup. To his inside, starting 9th tonight. In the number 38 from Thomasville, North Carolina, it's Mitch Gales.
And starting in the 8th place position, none other than the number 8 of Casey Kepley Jr. And to his inside, you're going to find the number 02 of Terry Thompson.
Starting 6th tonight in the number 54 from North Carolina, Waldburg, North Carolina, it is Braden Mills. To the inside. Great to see this young driver making his return back to the stadium tonight for the big 100 lapper from Lexington, North Carolina, the number 5 of Spencer Martin.
And starting in the 4th place position on the outside from Trenton, North Carolina, the number 83 of Cody Griffin. And to his inside, he was the winner of the 100 lapper last year in this division, the number 81 from Walkerton, North Carolina, Zach Clifton.
And now your front row for the Sportsman 100. You see those cars out at the front. On the outside, he's had some good pill draws this year. It's the 14-year-old, the youngest winner in the history of Bowman Gray Stadium, the Walkertown Auto Sales, number 07 for Riley Neal. And on the pole tonight, 6 Sportsman wins to her credit. Yes, that's right. Her, one of the most BA female racers in the land in short track racing in the McDowell Heating and Air, number 2 from Walkertown, North Carolina, it's Amber Lynn. That is your starting lineup for tonight's Sportsman race. Let's remind all the listeners, all the viewers on Flow Racing, you see our ticker there. It says a Sportsman 100 lap feature. You notice there is no ticker with the standings. There's no ticker with laps. Well, that's because we are at Bowman Gray Stadium. This is as old school as it gets. If you listen to each week, you've heard us say it, but we got to remind the new viewers, no timing and scoring here. To our left in the tower is a group of people that actually hand score these race cars as they come across the line. It's a skill, it's a talent that is very old school and pretty incredible. 1 lap until we're green in the Sportsman 100.
1 lap to go here. We have 4 races left on the docket. If you're tuned in here on Flow Racing, feel free to tweet Matt Dillner and myself, Jacqueline Drake, on Twitter. Matthew Dillner.
Yeah, that way, the Matt Dillner, he might be from like Europe or something on Twitter.
Hashtag us at Madhouse.
Hashtag Madhouse.
Let's see what you think about this 100 lap Sportsman Series feature coming up here as we're going to take the green next time by.
And Jacqueline will take a look at Twitter for us throughout the night. That'll be pretty cool. So the News Talk 94.5 Sportsman 100 is about to get underway here at Bowman Gray Stadium as the yellow lights come back out. You see some young fans reaching over the wall there and cheering on their favorite driver. We gotta love that. Don't be afraid, cameraman, to zoom in. You never know what finger some of these people are gonna hold, but hey, at least they're cheering. You go to some racetracks and they're not full. Look at this screen right here. There's about 15,000 people here, I'd say, roughly about 15,000 people here at the Madhouse. And guess what? There's racing going on down the road at Charlotte Motor Speedway. There's a Cup Series practice, I believe, going on right now. They rescheduled it. So I know a lot of my Cup friends, you know, that are working on crews, and a few spotters that I'm friends with were very disappointed because they were trying to get up here for this. But, I mean, this place is still packed.
Bowman Gray reminds me of a concert. You go to a concert, you see everyone jumping up and down,
What type of concert?
having a
I
good
wanna know.
time. You know, my very first concert I ever went to was Rascal Flatts. Had a great time.
Wah, wah, wah.
I had a great time.
Bubblegum country, man.
I'm from Texas.
I know, you should be liking some Conway Twitty or something, girl.
I went to Eli Young, Casey Donahue.
Okay, yeah.
All sorts of stuff. But Rascal
The only
Flatts
new
my
country
first
that I
one.
like is like Paul Coffin, or you know, Cole Swindell's a great guy. I like him.
He
Some of his
is.
music is okay.
Well, one to go this time
Oh,
by
yeah,
as
we're
we
gonna
debate
race.
music here.
Yeah. All
Amber
right.
Lynn and Riley Neal.
Here we go. The 94.5 News Talk Sportsman 100 is green at Bowman Gray Stadium. Both cars fire equally. Unbelievable drag race to the turn, and it looks like Riley Neal on the outside. Could he do it? This is a feat that we haven't seen done so far this year. So far, sideways through the marbles goes Riley Neal, 14-year-old on the outside of one of the talented females in short track racing. Amber Lynn has the lead.
Riley Neal is going to try to work to that inside lane as he's continually denied. Zach Clifton's going to hold him off on the inside lane, and he's going to look like he's going to get free trained here by the 81. Behind him, we have that number 5 of Spencer Martin battling with him. Finally, the 07 will have to drop back to 4th place.
Yeah, Spencer Martin right there. Great to see him back in the Sportsman Series. Riley Neal learning some lessons right there at the top. That car was hooked up, but he did go drive a little too deep in there. Amber Lynn not giving him much room, crowding him up, got him in the marbles, but at least he was able to tuck into 4th position. This is a long race.
You'll see him continue to get loose, which could be a result of the marbles that he picked up from that outside lane on his tires. So until he kicks that loose and is able to get control of that 07. Now back.
Cody Griffin leading that whole pack right there. And now, man, it looks like that's a freight train right there ready to happen. The brand new car this year of Mitch Gales, we're used to seeing a yellow car, but now he's got this black and silver car, brand new machine that he didn't have out first week, and now he's pressuring the backside of Cody Griffin through turn 3 and turn number 4.
And we're looking at the battle for 5th place right here. 5th place is you're going to see the number 38 looks to the inside of the 83 and capitalize that onto the back straightaway. Can he hold it into turns 3 and 4?
Mitch Gales has that spot underneath him, side by side. Fenders rubbing a little there. Give the spot to Mitch Gales. Now here comes the veteran Michael Adams. Fills the hole. Here comes Justin Taylor, Donkey Strong, and Tommy Neal, the great sportsman driver with 53 wins. Zach Orr, who's been climbing the standings, who is, I believe, tied for the point lead with Tommy Neal going into tonight, fills the hole as well.
Not what you want to see for Cody Griffin as he continues to anchor back down through the field.
That's a good term. Yeah, he has dropped anchor here at Bowman Gray Stadium tonight, but hey, you're looking at Michael Adams and Justin Taylor right there. Justin Taylor had a strong car in practice. He said he's going to put on a show tonight. Really high on his confidence after that win last week, but right now he's trying to put the pressure on Michael Adams, but he's got a rear view mirror full of your point leaders. Double point night. And right now your point leaders that are tied for the points lead are running right behind Taylor. That red number 21, that's Tommy Neal, the Tiger. And then right behind him, the 55, that's Zach Orr.
Yeah, and you'll see the number 19. That's for the 6th place position between him and the number 12 of Justin Taylor. So you're looking at 6, 7, 8, 9 position right here at Lobby Bumper. You would think with 100 laps to go, they'd be saving, but we're currently on lap number 12 here.
And it looks like that pack is starting to catch the car right in front of them, too. That is Mitch Gales. You see him right there in the peak of your screen, the number 38 car. Great to see Mitch Gales with that new race car having a pretty strong run here at the start of this Sportsman 100. But right now, the battle is on for 6th place. Here comes your lead pack right here just to show you those cars. Amber Lynn is just in front of them in the black car. Oh, here comes Justin Taylor with the move to the bottom. Michael Adams gives him a little bit of real estate, but closes the door coming off of turn number 2. missed opportunity for the number 12.
Yeah, he opened up the door there and was unable to do anything about it, so he's going to drop back and get in line as they'll continue to try to close that gap between them and Mitch Gales. But meanwhile, we got double screen here. The leaders are headed into lap traffic as we continue to stay green.
Yeah, Amber Lynn to the left box of your screen right now is your leader. Clifton, the white car, to her bumper in second place. On the right side of your screen, you're seeing the battle for sixth place. Michael Adams, the veteran, trying to hold off the very aggressive number 12 car of Justin Taylor.
Yeah, and that number 81 you spoke about, Zach Clifton. Spoke to him earlier. He said, hey, my car has been terrible this year, but maybe the luck will go my way, which is what ironed out for him last season. So he's sitting pretty in second, right now, as they're going to continue to approach more lap traffic. That 83 of Cody Griffin, they're coming around to take a lap away from him as he'll jump down to the inside.
Wow, what a bad turn of events for Cody Griffin. He was running well inside. I believe he was in 5th place at one point and now getting lapped. You see that other car in their third position right there, the number 5 car with a black hood on the race car. That is Spencer Martin in 3rd place. He only ran the opener here, and he's not running every week at the stadium this year, and he was coming here 2 weeks ago to run. He really wanted to get prepared, and we rained out. But it's great to see that number 5 bunch and Spencer Martin, a very talented young race car driver, back here in the Sportsman division. And right now, he's sitting pretty in 3rd position.
It looks like things are trying to shake up a little bit for that 6th place position. The 19 and that double screen on your right side is continuing to lead that pack, but they're almost like a train all stuck together, hoping to break the links and capitalize again here. But who will make the move? You got to use your bumper here.
Yeah, 23 laps on the board for leader Amber Lynn. Can she save enough of her race car to stay up front? But we're looking at the split screen right now. Adams shutting the door, protecting the bottom. The bottom is like Baltic Avenue and Monopoly. You don't want to give it up. It's some high dollar real estate down there. The second you give it up, somebody's going to slip in. Whether it's Baltic, Park Avenue, it don't matter. That bottom is king here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
I typically go for the boardwalk, but
boardwalk, yeah.
You know, Baltic works too, and you're gonna.
If you make a mistake, I'm gonna say, do not collect $200.
No.
Do not pass go.
And the yellow flag's gonna come out on the front straightaway. You're gonna see that number 5 is Spencer Martin slow.
Oh, trouble for the number 5. That was your Cinderella story. The guy coming back again would be Spencer Martin, and now the power is down on his car on the front stretch in turn number 1, that white number 5 car. As you see, the number 19, there is your leaders, and they're about to pick up the pace car and pass the slow car of Spencer Martin, who was running in 3rd, but guess what? Looks like his night is over. Martin is also your 2018 street stock champion. I'll never forget shooting the banquet video here for Bowman Gray Stadium, and I was here on final night, and Spencer Martin had one of the coolest burnouts ever. And man, he was lighting that thing up, and so many of his friends were out there celebrating with him. And it was just great to see Spencer Martin, just a young race car driver, works on his own stuff, which is something that's pretty cool to see. And man, we wish we could have him out here every week.
They're gonna push that number 5 off the track, and right ahead of him off screen, I just saw the number 83 also exit.
Cody Griffin, bad turn of events for him. Started out the night starting in 4th position, was running in 5th. Looks like Sterling Plemons is pulling up in front of Amber Lynn and to the pace car to go behind the field house to get some work done on that Plemons RV number 03. His grandfather started that company, the Plemons RV, in I believe the 50s. A family-run business, and great to see because, you know, the Plemons family has been racers here. They're not just sponsors. So Bill Plemons, you know, a long-time racer here at Bowman Gray Stadium. And, you know, great to see Sterling, a 3rd-generation driver, running here at Bowman Gray.
Yeah, Steve, his father, that you're speaking about, and his involvement on that side. It's always great to see family.
He was in the pits today.
Down there.
Yeah, I saw him today. That was awesome.
Family's the name of the game in motorsports. And if you're keeping count of this 100-lap feature, we just hit lap 27.
I'm glad you said that because I can't count.
Well,
you can count on only a
lots
few
of
things
fingers.
with me. Like dad jokes. You know,
Dad
you guys
jokes?
could probably have a counter for like bad Dillner humor throughout this event. Dad jokes. I love racing. I love food. Well, my family. That comes first. But yeah, there's a few things you can count on. That's it.
That's good to know.
I can't count laps though.
Now we have just had the number 83 rejoin the field, as well as Spencer Martin to the back of the field. So maybe they just made some adjustments.
I don't know. That thing looked like it was down on power. Maybe there was a battery issue or some sort of short. He does have the hood off, it looks like, of that number 5 car. Oh, there's Connor Branch's car. One of the most beautiful cars in the machine, in the field for Connor Branch. Kind of looks like it almost looks like a Dylan Ward chassis. You know, that's what it looks like. Dylan Ward builds some spectacular race cars here. Some of them which I kind of look at and I'm like, huh? Because they're radical. And Dylan Ward prepares some beautiful cars. And there's that Cam Knott Construction 7 refiring again. Like you said, reflective numbers. Beautiful race car. You see the scoreboard right there on your Bowman Gray field house. And of course, this place is littered with sponsorship. They're all over. It's all over the scoreboard. Each division here has a title sponsor. The facade around the stadium has banners all around it. Short track racing is alive and well, and it always has been here at the stadium. While there's been some ebbs and flows and some up times and some down times in our sport, especially on the grassroots side, when we lost R.J. Reynolds, Winston, the town that the company that built this town that we're in right now, Winston-Salem, the sport took a real big hit when tobacco legislation in the United States of America kind of forced Winston's involvement out of racing. But this place here still thrived in the tobacco country. This racetrack here, throughout that time, that little dip in popularity of grassroots racing, this place never wavered.
You're absolutely correct. And the history of Bowman Gray runs thick. You even had a little nugget of Bowman Gray history.
Oh, you know I like the history nuggets, man, you know?
Yeah, I'd love to hear what you got today for us.
I always like to bring a little history nugget since, you know, I'm Mr. In love with history. Well, tonight is May 28th, 2022, the 1069th edition. But, you know, May 28th, 1977, some really cool history happened here. Paul Radford won feature number 1 and Johnny Bryant in feature number 2, and we have twin features tonight. But Radford, he beat Hank Thomas and Philip Smith that night for his 17th career stadium victory in 1977 on this night. 77 was magic for Radford, a native of Ferrum, Virginia. The Ferrum Flash, as he was called, would go on to win 9 races that year and the track championship. And guess what? The next year in 78, he won 9 races and the track championship again. That's a pretty incredible thing. He's a premier modified racer and some late model sportsman races as well. A winner at racetracks in Virginia and North Carolina, places like here. Martinsville Speedway won some real big modified races there. Hickory and North Wilkesboro Speedway, soon to be reopened. Known for his trademark black framed glasses, which, hey, maybe I'm just a Paul Radford fan up here. I've got my black framed glasses. But 45 years ago today, the Ferrum Flash, Paul Radford, a winner at Bowman Gray.
Wow,
Choose cone, look.
Love the history. Love the history. And look at this. The Choose Cone has joined us out on to the racing service. One of my favorite things about racing, I love the Choose Cone, because if you're having a bad day, like the number 83 back there, you can choose cone.
I think we should have it in the modifieds for the 125s. I'm going to die on that hill.
You love it.
Oh, Greg Garrison's going to love me saying that. I was giving a heck about that.
That's right. He's sitting right here.
Yeah, it's okay. Amber Lynn chooses the inside. Clifton, your second place person, chooses to stay on the inside. Riley Neal, 14 years old. How about some guts right there for Riley Neal? But look who lined up to his backside. Papa, that's right, Tommy Neal. Green flag is out. First to the button is Amber Lynn, sideways off of turn number 4, down to turn number 1. Riley Neal holding strong on the outside. Now he tries to fill the hole. He's got second position.
Luck is on his side there. He's able to get into that second place position. A hole opened up between Amber and Zach Clifton as they're going to head into turns 1 and 2. He's going to be right on the back bumper of Amber, still struggling with a little bit of a loose race car car there as he enters into the corners.
Now to the backside of the number 2 machine comes Riley Neal, but in 4th place right now, the big winner on that choose cone restart, Papa. That's right, Riley Neal's Papa, the number 21. It's the Tiger, Tommy Neal.
Now you love to see it. 1, 2, 3, 4 right there on the left side screen. Meanwhile, you're going to continue to see that battle that we've been talking about all night for 6th place. The number 12 and 19.
And right now, of course, Justin Taylor did get around him on that restart, looking towards the front of the field. Riley Neal's got a handful in that number 07 car. It's, oh baby, that thing is loose on entry, but he is wheeling it through these turns here at Bowman Gray. But I'll tell you what, she ain't gonna last that long driving sideways.
No, she won't. And surviving is the name of the game in a 100-lapper here. So hold on to it, Riley Neal. You're sitting in 2nd place, but he gets loose again there. Zach Clifton waiting for just a moment so he can slip on by.
Oh, we got trouble. Zach Orr tied for the points lead right now. Zach Orr has spun out in turn number 2. Oh, that's a big thing because it's double points night. Tied at the top of the standings with 131 points, Tommy Neal and Zach Orr. Tommy Neal right now in 4th. Zach Orr spinning out, having to go to the pit area with a flat right rear, it appears. Oh boy, that's trouble for Zach Orr as he dips on down the pit exit, and he'll disappear behind the field house here at Bowman Gray.
Behind that field house also, we saw the 08 Dylan Ward sneak off, maybe for some adjustments. The 83 is stopped in turns 3. We're going to go to the Flow Racing replay to see what happened here.
Oh boy, it looks like, I don't know who that was. Was that Sterling Plemons maybe?
Behind him.
Behind him, because Zach Orr got a little help. Let's just say that. Let's look at it right here, Flow Racing replay. No, it is the number 22 car of Wesley Thompson to the rear of the 55, giving him a little tap, sending him around. Oh, that's a big problem right there for, oh, maybe that tire was flat. Did you see that? It looked like the 55's right rear. If we look at that replay again, that was a stunning replay from our cameraman right there. We're going to go to the top view here and take a look. I think he had a right rear flat going down.
I see how he's turned to the right there.
Oh, let's this other replay is
trying to steer out of it.
This other replay is really good. Our cameraman right down there, Tito Judkins, getting this shot right here. Unbelievable shot. Yes, the right rear is already down on Zach Orr.
I see.
Yes. So that is what caused that car going into the turn to spin out. So great job by Tito. That's a tough camera position right there. Unbelievable job there by that camera. But that says it right there. You know, we just thought he got some help from the front bumper of Wesley Thompson, but the 55 now with a fresh right rear rubber. And let's see, maybe that worked to his advantage a little bit.
Yeah, we're on lap 42 currently, so we're almost to halfway of this 100-lap distance, so it may make a difference.
Look at that.
I did.
Look at that on the screen, the 54 having trouble. Now getting pushed back to, it wasn't firing there for Braden Mills as he rejoins the rear of the field. Sorry about that, Jacqueline, go ahead.
Oh, the number 55, Zach Orr, you know, we've been talking about him, how he's been consistent.
Oh, yeah.
He's had a 3rd place, a 5th place, 1 8th place, so he's had a good season, and I'd love to call him Mr. Consistent, but maybe I jinxed him a little bit, I don't know.
Well, last week that was huge for him. He finished 3rd and 5th in those twin features last week, and I believe Tommy Neal had like a 11th place finish or something. That kind of knocked him a little bit back in the standings and opened up the door for Mr. Consistent there, Zach Orr, to enter that point lead. But like we said tonight, he's still got a ways to go. This race is long, but every single position on the track is like 2 points, but every position is more because it's 4 points. It's double point night.
And if I want a tire to go down, it's definitely that right rear tire.
Why?
Why not? Most traction.
Yeah,
most
true.
traction on that
True.
right rear tire.
You know, especially if you're a loose race car, that's a good thing, yeah.
Depending on the tire they put on now. I'm assuming they put on a new tire, which is hard to see, but I'm getting points saying that, yes, it looks new.
Yep.
So if it's a new tire, his tire is 50 laps fresher than everyone else out here, which can be a big advantage.
I'm going to guess it's a scuff. Because I know
scuff?
a lot of these guys, the new tires they found out in practice in this new pavement, most of the guys were saying the new tires were junk. They basically had to knock the
Grease.
shine off
Yep.
of it and knock the shine off of it, get about 20, 30 laps of scuff onto it, and then the tire really came in, especially after that sitting with that heat cycle.
Well, choose cones back
Oh,
out.
yeah. Look who's on the outside. Oh, boy. We're going to show this in a second here, but the choose cone is out. J.B. Cole standing there. Oh,
Tommy Neal.
the Tiger to the top. Oh, boy.
Love
This
to
is
see
going to
it.
be unreal here, this restart. Tiger Tommy Neal sends her to the top. Riley Neal chooses the bottom. Amber Lynn has the point. Big restart approaching halfway. Amber Lynn to the gas first. Tommy Neal on the outside. Can he hang on? He sends it in there tough. Really hard entry into that corner. He's got the outside. Can he tuck in? No, he doesn't want to. He's going back to the outside of Amber Lynn. Here comes Papa and Riley side by side. Family battle here at the Madhouse. The Neals.
I thought for a second we were going to see team work together to let him in, but Riley Neal is not giving him any slack to that inside lane as the number 21 continues to push the 07 down further into the Turtles.
The Turtles, the
You'll
lack
see
of
'em here.
Turtles almost now. But I'll tell you what a job by both of these drivers to keep it clean. But right now you can tell the 21 is frustrated. He wants to get to the bottom. He knows staying there on the outside is going to wear out his stuff, and it's not comfortable out there. I'm telling you, folks, this place with the new pavement is narrow, and there's not much grip to be had on the outside. Tommy Neal tucks in fourth position. Riley Neal didn't give Papa anything.
No, and he's going to settle back into fourth place behind the 81 of Zach Clifton. Behind them, we have Michael Adams in 19 as we work on lap 52 this time by.
52 laps to the scoreboard right now. First place, Amber Lynn. Second place, Riley Neal. Zach Clifton in the white number 81 on your screen in third position. The Tiger, Tommy Neal in fourth. Rounding out your top five right now is Michael Adams and Kyle Southern right to his bumper.
The Tiger's got his claws out. He's going to work to the back bumper of that 81 to see if he can get it back up just another spot. But the 81's going to pull away a little bit from him. And goodness, he's sandwiched between the Neal family right now.
Zach Clifton from an incredible racing lineage. His father, of course, Ronnie Clifton, the great street stock racer, sportsman racer here at Bowman Gray Stadium in his number 66 car. I used to love that black number 66, watching it here in my early days of coming here as a fan to Bowman Gray Stadium. All in those days, it was Tommy Neal versus Ronnie Clifton. At one point, they were teammates, but man, they were sure were rivals at one point.
I'm watching as the 07 enters into turns 3 and 4, still battling with a loose race car. We're going to look on back here, though, into this is top 5. Number 19 is in 5th place.
Michael Adams and Kyle Southern right there. Southern had a great week last week, notching a victory in the twin races, and he is now to the back bumper of the 19 car in 5th place. That battle is for 5th place on the track right now. Justin Taylor looking patiently behind that duo.
We're going to see the yarn unravel just a little bit on these cars and what they've been able to save or not save.
Oh, Kirk Sheets, a little bit of trouble, and Kepley goes around the number 8 machine. Casey Kepley Jr. going around in turn number 1 and turn number 2. There is that number 8. Kepley hasn't been running all the races this season. He told me he was going to try to put on a show no matter what tonight. That Kepley camp over there with the Gregg family in that corner of the pits. Bunch of hard workers.
Caution flag's going to come out on lap 58 here. We're counting cautions currently at Bowman Gray, so we'll continue to wind the laps down.
You look at that 8; it's missing the hood right now, and you know that's a true short tracker at heart right there. Casey Kepley, who keeps up a lot of the race cars in that Billy Gregg camp, and he's also a cancer survivor and a heck of a guy to talk to over in that corner of the pits. Let's look at the Flow Racing replay here, Jacqueline. Start-finish line, we'll be looking at the white car here. Oh, Kirk Sheets gets a little bumper tag there, and there goes Kepley trying to avoid, gets in the brakes, and it spins around. One more time, we'll look at Kirk Sheets getting the bumper from somebody. Let's see if we can tell who it is. Oh, maybe it's the '03 of Sterling Plemons. I blamed him before. Why not blame him again? But Casey Kepley, it looks like he just got on the brakes there, and that car spun around. Unfortunate for Casey Kepley. Yeah, there's the '03. It was Sterling Plemons RV number '03. You see the damage. You'll see it really good as we pull around here. The right front fender on that car is ripped open like a darn can opener. Look at that thing. Exposing that right front tire. Not much damage to the front of the car. It looks like it didn't get any of the duct work that leads to the radiator, so that's good. But he might have to pull that '03 to the service of his pit crew to fasten that fender or rip it off.
We got Julian Austin tweeted us at our hashtag Madhouse saying, dropping a Paul Radford reference.
Dang
Matthew
straight, the
Dillner
Fair and
here
Flash,
on
baby.
Flow Racing. You gotta love it.
Hey, somebody liked the history. I love it. I mean, I
love
guess,
that.
you know, the Lost Speedways thing did pretty well. So, I mean, you know, hey, maybe there are some history buffs out there. For years, I was told that nobody cares about the history of our sport. And for years, I have disagreed with that. So, fans pipe in, man.
We also got Doc Love.
Oh, Doc Love for
tweeting
race
at us,
22.
saying he is tuned in and loving it.
Doc Love wanted to cook us for us, by the way, today. He was going to cook. I
Great
think
cook.
he was going to. Yeah, I think he was going to try to cook some ribs or something. Doc Love's with Race 22. He's got a podcast. One of the real good guys in short track racing in this region. So awesome. Him, Chris Carter, they all work together over there and do a lot of good for this place right here, as well as some of the other series and tours. I know you're familiar with the Cars Tour, you know, but all the NASCAR weekly racing series tracks as well. Choose cone is out right now. Moment of truth. Amber Lynn to the bottom. First three cars to the bottom. Oh, here comes the Tiger. Pulling those belts tight, going to the outside. Everybody else taking the bottom. Who's going to make hay? Here comes Justin Taylor. He's going to move up from 6th position to 4th, or 7th position to 4th. Risky move, taking the top, but hey, can they make it work? Tiger Tommy Neal to the outside. He's not going to lay over for anybody.
Double points night, you gotta make it count. We're gonna come around and take the green this time by.
Lap number 62 on the board. The leader the whole way has been Amber Lynn. Right now, she's got a challenge to the top side. Tiger on the top. Here we go, coming around turn number 2. It's tough to keep it on the outside. Here comes the 07. Riley Neal fills the hole on the bottom, not letting Papa go into the inside. See you later. Riley Neal, the second.
Amber Lynn able to keep her nose clean and get the run out. Tommy Neal is going to fall back again further, and we're about to see him get freight train as the caution flag comes back out.
Caution flag back out, but Justin Taylor right there, you saw him go from about 7th position, and he snuck up on the outside, Jacqueline, and then he was able to get by, sneak to the inside, get position to the inside, and now guess what? 3rd position. Oh, there's the fender. There it is. Plemons fender. They didn't tell him to go back to the pits. Well, he just decided, I guess, to take it off the old-fashioned way against the Armco barrier, red and white here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
That's one way to do it. Don't lose positions. Justin Taylor just spoke a little bit about him. What a great move. That's how you execute. If you want to make way up to the field, riding down on the inside all night in a train isn't going to make it happen. So good for him to get down and...
Oh, they are posting the 03. You see it on the board right there. Chief starter Randy Smith there in the white pants. That takes a lot of guts. Posting the 03 right there. So Plemons will probably be black flagged, posting the 03 there, and we'll have to go back behind the wall. Yeah, there he is. On the backstretch, we're seeing him right now. Plemons is coming around to the front of the line and will have to go and serve a penalty, I believe.
Looking
Passing
like
the
a
pace
little
car.
bit of a modified currently.
You know, I always used to say that too.
They do.
Yeah, but like, as a modified purist, it's like, I've caught myself saying that. And sometimes I go, why did I say that? It don't look like a modified. But then sometimes I go, and I say it myself. I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
It looks like an open wheel car.
Okay, I'll take that.
It does, and no
Hey,
fenders
we got a
on
deal?
it. We got a
Fist
deal.
bump. Come on.
Fist bump as the cone's coming back out. Hang on. What do you think is going to happen here?
JB Cole, by the way, getting a workout there with his muscly arms with the cone. Here we go.
Is Tommy Neal going to do it again?
Oh, you know the leader in second place are going to the bottom. Here it goes. Justin Taylor going to choose.
Ooh.
Justin Taylor, last minute, goes to the bottom. Everybody's going to the bottom. Here comes Zach Clifton to the top. He goes from 4th to 2nd. Michael Adams taking the risk. 5th to 2nd for Zach Clifton. I told you I can't count.
You know the spotters, they're going nuts in the air right now, getting them prepared for this restart and what they need to do as we're going to come around for 69 laps in the books this time by.
All right, lap 69, Amber Lynn on the point. Zach Clifton with the big risk on the top. Can he make it happen? First to the button is Amber Lynn. She pulls him by about a half a car length in turn number 1 and turn number 2. Riley Neal trying to fill the hole, loose off on the bottom.
Zach Clifton's going to do everything he can to get down to that inside lane. Riley Neal's not going to let it happen as he pushes him out to the outside. Meanwhile, Justin Taylor sitting pretty in 3rd place as the 81 continues to scratch to get down to that bottom lane. Can he hold on as the 21 and 12 are going to make contact?
I'll tell you what, that didn't look like a go right there, trying to get to the bottom a little bit too early, ripping some of the sheet metal off that number 81. He tucks into 5th position. Nice, safe, cozy, tucked in on the bottom. But right now, Amber Lynn is your leader of the event. Single file now in this 100-lap race. 72 laps have clicked off. Now, she's a normal race.
The 81's going to be in the 5th place position. You can throw a blanket over them as they are continuing to battle close by with Amber Lynn building that lead as Riley Neal is continuing to get sideways, battling that 07 all night as Justin Taylor hopes to make it to the inside of the 07.
Here we go, a little bumper tag. Justin Taylor, he's not going to be patient with this 14-year-old. You see him putting the car down, that left front tire on those turtles. He's not going to be patient. Riley Neal has a sideways race car, very loose with about 25 laps to go. But guess what? He's got to play a little clean because look who's on his back bumper. It's old Papa in the number 21.
Papa doesn't seem to be Papa on the racetrack, though, as you've seen the Neal family battling it out. I just did a little bit of a count because I wanted to see where that 55 that we spoke about earlier, Zach Orr, has ended up. We're going to do a split screen here with the 19 as he's going to get passed by the 92. Man, he's been working on that bump with Kyle Southern.
And the split screen on the left is that battle for third position right there. And right behind that on the right side of your screen is the number 92, and of course Robertson. Well, good run for him coming back up through the pack. That number 31, Jerry Hunt Supercenters machine. Single file right now, but laps are clicking down. Let's see what happens. We have a yellow flag. Oh, it's the 38 Gales. That brand new car is spun out there on the backstretch.
Lots of track action happening right now as we're currently on lap 79. And people are starting to lose their patience. They're seeing who still has it, who doesn't. The 55 has just recently turned 38 years old of Zach.
No, he turned the 38.
Turned the 38.
Well, you know.
I was looking at our notes here. He turned the 38 on that contact is what we're looking at in the notes. Maybe we'll get a Flow Racing replay to see how it all unwinded as Zach was working on 11th place position there.
Yeah, I didn't have my eyes on that, but Justin Mincy behind us had his eyes on that Zach Orr machine and made contact with the 38 of Mitch Gale, sending him around. Blake Shoup now rejoining the field as well in the number 30 car. The 38 now rejoining the back of the field, but right now you see it on the screen in front of this packed house at Bowman Gray Stadium. Amber Lynn, hey, she ain't giving up that lead. She started on the pole. She was happy with that draw. I'll tell you what, there was a lot of drivers upset tonight because we were supposed to qualify these cars via time trials. When we did that at the open of the season, your pole sitter, your quick time person, was Zach Orr. That's one driver right now that is probably not having a good night because he knew he'd probably be a top 3 guy in time trials. Well, now he's spun out and he's in the back. Amber Lynn drew the pill for number 1. Hey, choose cone is out. I'm remiss here to not mention Zach Clifton, although it didn't go right for him the last time, try again.
Do what you can. He has a little bit of damage on that left front fender, so hopefully that doesn't affect his tire or fall off or put him in the back or something. But we're going to see it unwind here. We're working on lap 82 this time by for the restart.
All right, the fans are now on their feet. Green flag is back out, lap number 82 here at the Madhouse. Side by side, your leaders, Riley Neal trying to fill the hole. Clifton trying to hang on the outside. Amber Lynn to the bottom. She's got the lead. Here comes Riley Neal trying for second place. Riley Neal, give him the position. Zach Clifton dives to the bottom and fills that hole.
You're going to see right behind him the number 12 of Justin Taylor and Papa 21 Tommy Neal right behind him. They're going to sit pretty in 4th and 5th place. Looking at 3rd, 4th, 5th right there. You're going to expand out. You can see just how close these cars are with 85, lap 85 this time by.
Yeah, Chase Robertson in the 31 in the corner of your screen there. A good run for him as well in the 6th position for that number 31 machine. Great to see the Robertsons a fixture here at Bowman Gray Stadium, and that 31 Jerry Hunt Supercenter car having a good run tonight to the back bumper of Tommy Neal.
Amber Lynn able to continue this lead over the field has been impressive tonight. Saving her car, keeping her nose clean. It is paying off for her as we're going to look at Riley Neal still loose in the 07 all night. All night we're dirt track racing in that car. Zach Clifton right behind him.
Yeah, Riley Neal, a young race car driver, 14 years old. I was talking to him today. He was in a sleeveless shirt. And yeah, he's a big old boy. And I was like, how are you going to do here? Have you ever run a race this long? And he's like, yeah, I ran a 125 lapper once. And I got out and I said, I could do another 125. So that's a bulldog in that 07. 14 years old, but he could take care of things right there. But right now, he's got a handful, and he's got that 81 to his back bumper again as that 07 is slideways through the turn.
Sure is. And you know what? Despite him being sideways, he's hitting his marks every single time. With 10 laps to go, you'll see that battle for second place continue underway. You'll see that left fender, as we spoke about earlier, flapping a little bit on the 81, but doesn't seem to bother him too much.
It's short track racing. Come on, we're good. We're good. I mean, Clemens, he had a darn can opener car, and he didn't care. So we're good. It's Bowman Gray, baby. Here we go. This is it. Less than 10 laps to go. It looks like nobody's going to catch Amber Lynn. Right now, her knees might be knocking, maybe feeling everything that might be going wrong. Every noise in that car. This could be her biggest win of her career. Justin Taylor in 4th place right now in that number 12 has a mirror full of the Tiger, Tommy Neal.
Yeah, and you'll see Justin Taylor, Tommy Neal, and you'll see that number 31. We haven't spoken very much about him, but he's been sitting pretty. Chase Robertson in that 5th place position, rounding out your top 5. The 92, a little bit impatient. Kyle Southern, he's been sitting pretty as well. Hasn't moved around too much. As we wait to see this unfold with 6 laps to go.
Yeah, Southern, the winner last week in the twin features right here. Oh, Tiger Tommy Neal gets a bumper. Gets a bumper for Robertson, puts the car down on the Turtles. Yellow flag is out. That was just about to get interesting. What do we got, some debris on the track?
I do see a little bit of debris out there in turn
number 3. Good eye. Justin Mincy here up in the booth, our historian.
There's some type of debris here. It looks, I don't know if that's grass on the front straightaway. It keeps floating around.
Yeah, there's a little bit of fluid on the front stretch, but it is out of the racing groove, so that's a good thing. But we're picking up, I believe, a big giant hood in turn number 3.
We don't need no hoods. It fell off. It's gone.
Look, that's the advertisement right there. Look at that. I mean, they're walking around like it's a boxing card in a boxing match, like round 2.
That could be planned. They just hit a button.
Hey, Bill Plemons RV right there. Next week we're gonna be hanging out in an RV behind here. Yeah, Bill Plemons RV.
Go.
Yeah, why not?
With some barbecue.
Oh,
sounds like a good time.
Doc Love, man.
It looks like the hood came off that number 8.
No, it came off of
at?
the Bill Plemons RV 03 of Sterling Plemons. It came off the Plemons car.
Where is he at?
He is nowhere to be found right now.
gone.
He's here. He's about like 7th, 8th, 9th place.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here
Lights
we
out.
are.
1 to go for the Sportsman 100. 3 laps to go in this 100-lap race. The biggest race of the season, the Sportsman 100. Can Amberlynn hang on? We're going back. 5 laps to go. We get a single file restarts. This
On
is
your
good
feet.
for, yeah. All the fans are on your feet. Look at that right below us. Unbelievable crowd here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Green flag is out. Amberlynn, can she hold off the 14-year-old hard charger? Yellow flag is out. We have a spin in turn number 3 and turn number 4.
This is going to make for a green-white restart after this caution flag.
Brandon, yeah, the number 54 of Braden Mills is spun out in turn 3 and turn number 4. Good start to the race for Mills, but everything just went south after that.
This is not what Amberlynn wanted to
gosh,
see.
no.
Riley Neal was all over the back bumper of her before this caution came out, trying to get her loose in turns 1 and 2. So with 1 lap to go on this restart, things are going to get pretty interesting. And this is why we call it the Madhouse, because no matter what, this is where things go mad. Now this time by, we're going to see the track crew continue to hold out that yellow flag and check over the track surface to make sure there's no more debris. They put a little bit of absorbent back
speedy
in
dry.
turn 3.
That's what we used to call it back in the day. A little bucket of speedy dry right there.
I actually
What you guys call it?
saw cat litter. Cat litter at the dirt
Kitty litter.
tracks. We used to
Yep.
we used to see them do
Oh,
that.
here comes the blower. Oh man, you know we're bringing out the heavy artillery now. We got a broom. He's working the double. Pay that man twice. Look at that broom toss. Man, that was fancy. And now getting that backpack blower on here. The hardest working track crew in the business right here at Bowman Gray Stadium. You see the pink shirts right there. We got blowers. We got brooms. We got buckets. Yeah, it's absolutely probably the most exciting thing. One of the most exciting things to watch here under caution. Track crew, of course, Jimmy Brown and his boys do an incredible job here at Bowman Gray Stadium, keeping the racing surface nice and safe.
They're getting it done, that's for sure. And they're telling the cars to run over that spot and get it dried up so we can go back green. Definitely going to be a green-white restart. The scoreboard's going to show they're on lap 101.
We're putting that cone away right now, okay, because we're under, the broom, man.
Another broom toss.
That poor broom. I'll give them some credit, some props on the distance on that broom toss. Did you see that?
This is not their first time.
No.
They're tossing it off.
That was incredible. But hey, it's going to be an interesting finish because we are going to have, I am told by Gray Garrison, it's not going to be a green-white. It's going to be a green-white checker finish. So folks, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're on lap 101 of 100 right now. And Amberlynn, she doesn't get to hold them off for a quarter mile. She has to hold them off for a half of a mile. And Riley Neal, 14 years old, hungry, in a position at the young age of 14 with all these kids leaning over the rail, cheering him on, in a position to win the biggest sportsman race of the year.
What's interesting is back in 2012, it was the most laps ever in the Sportsman 100. They had 123 laps.
Oh, that's some extra distance right there. Man, we give some props where props are due because I have my great friend Justin Mincy up here. He may be young, but he's got the mind of a person that's been in motorsports for 50 years. He is helping us, of course, with some stats tonight. So a big thanks to Justin Mincy, one of the great historians of this region in short track racing, helping me and Jacqueline out, making us seem smarter, correct? Yeah, they got to do something for me. It's, Randy Smith's got the flag in the air. That means we're going green next time by.
Arm fully extended, green flag straight up in the air. All the fans are on their feet, clapping, throwing fingers into the air. They're ready to go and see this unfold. Who do you got? Who do you got for a win?
Oh, right. You really want me to pick?
Let's go.
I'm going to pick the 81 of Zach Clifton. I think Tommy Neal is going to get into him. And they get into Amber, so we'll see. Tommy Neal, Kevin Neal have won the Sportsman 100. Ken, Raleigh join.
All right. Here we go. I'm going to pull for Amber Lynn here.
The family has won
Women.
this race. Can it be a third member of the family to win this race? We'll find out. Green-white checker here, Jacqueline. Amber Lynn, great start for the young female racer in that black number 2, but oh, she gaps him a little bit, coming to the white flag.
Here we go. We're going to take that white flag. A little bit of push there out of the exit of 4. She goes into 1-2. Don't miss your marks. The 07 of Riley Neal's right behind you.
One more corner to navigate. Riley Neal sends it in Mach 1, but to no avail. The biggest win of her career, Amber Lynn takes the 100-lap Sportsman Division race.
She's going to hold her hand out as she crosses that start-finish line, and congratulations to her and her team. What a day. Flag to flag, it all started with a pill draw in a locker room, pulling that P1. Amber Lynn becomes the first woman to win in the Sportsman 100. She also was the first woman to ever win in this division. So congratulations out to her, making history tonight at the Madhouse, Bowman Gray.
Oh, the Madhouse is a place that has had a lot of history when it comes to female race car drivers. And Amber Lynn getting the cheers from the crowd right now. Win number 7 in her career in the Sportsman division. Chief starter Randy Smith handing the Bowman Gray Stadium checkered flag to Amber Lynn.
We got race fans holding up their Amber Lynn tees, throwing towels around, cheering, clapping. What a sight that is.
Well, you know, she has one thing that she's going to want to do this year, not just win her second race of the season. She wants to win a championship, and she wouldn't be the first, though. Found out something interesting. 1985, Glenda G.R. Merritt won the blunderbuss division title here. We're talking about females having success here at Bowman Gray Stadium at the tight confines of the quarter-mile oval. Well, Merritt was the first and only female to ever win a championship here. Amber Lynn is trying to do so, but she's trying to do so in one of the premier classes of racing here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Right now, 7 sportsman wins. This young lady can get it done.
And she's well on her way with a double points night, means double points as a winner. So this should be great for her on the points leaderboard. She's going to receive some congratulations by friends and family and fans of all sorts. High fives, you see, smiles.
And we're going to toss it down here to Victory Lane. Randy Pettit is down there at the Carolina Wood Floors Victory Lane.
Ladies and gentlemen, here she is. Sportsman victory number 7 of her Bowman Gray Stadium career. And I would have to say, maybe other than the very first one, this may be the biggest one of her young career here at the Madhouse. You were not on the radio Monday night, and you said it for everybody to hear. I never draw the pole at the Madhouse. Well, lo and behold, what did you do tonight? You reached in there. I bet she did it. She reached in there and drew the pole for you, and you did a well of a job. Drove a great race. Congratulations, Amber Lynn. This has got to be the biggest one of your career so far.
It is. Joan actually drew the chip tonight. He's hired. Poor Caroline, she's fired. We spoke it into existence on the radio, so I'm so excited to be down here, 106 laps, and we led every single one of them. I'm so proud of my team. The car handled like absolute crap, and we still won it, so I'm very, very thankful. Alongside of my crew, I also have all of my sponsors that I have to thank. McDowell Heating and Air, Mark Robinson for Governor, Ashley Davis at Harm Bureau, Liberty Signs and Lighting, Elk Outdoor, Law Offices at John Barrow, Peace Out Vapes, Home Goods for Less, and Walkabout Flooring, and University Animal Hospital of Greensboro.
All right, I normally don't do this, but I'm going to give you a hug. You earned it tonight. There she is, ladies and gentlemen, your winner in the Carolina Wood Floors Winner Circle here in the Madhouse. Amber Lynn gets it done tonight.
All right, let's go to a quick break because we're coming back with the second modified feature of the night at Bowman Gray Stadium. the ground pounders. Welcome back on Flow Racing, Bowman Gray Stadium. Let's get you set for the Twin 25 number 2 for the NASCAR Modifieds. Starting in 23rd from Walnut Cove, North Carolina, it's the Citrus Safe number 1, Burt Myers. Gabriel Saavedra starts 22nd in the number 2, and Matt Smith, the NHRA motorcycle driver, lines up tonight 21st in the number 88.
And starting in that 20th position, the number 89 of Eddie Collins. And to his inside, starting in the 19th position, the number 6 of Greg Butcher.
Starting 18th tonight, the lovely Susan Harwell in the number 77. And to her inside, starting 17th, the 05 of Bussy Beavers.
Starting in the 16th position, the number 99 of William Smith. And to his inside, you're going to find the number 14 of Corey Lovett.
After the invert from race number 1 winner, Chris Fleming in the Jerry Hunt Supercenters number 16 lines up 14th from Mount Airy, North Carolina. To the inside, your second place finisher from the last race, the number 75 from Wahlberg, North Carolina, it's Lee Jeffries.
And to the 12th place position, the number 4, Jason Myers. And on his inside, you're going to find the number 83 of Tim Brown.
And starting 10th tonight in the Q104.1 car, the 04 from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the very versatile short track veteran, it's Brandon Ward. To the inside, Zach Brewer in the Hillbilly Racing entry from Arcadia, North Carolina.
And starting in the 8th place position, you're going to find the number 44 of Daniel Beeson. And to his inside, starting in 7th, you're going to find the number 69 of John Holloman IV.
Starting 6th tonight in the 78 Hillbilly entry, it's Andrew Hurrah. And then starting to the inside in the 5th position, all the way from Wesley Chapel, Florida, in the Jerry Hunt Supercenter number 55, it's Jeremy Gerstner.
And now for the top 2 rows, starting in the 4th place position, the Snowman 61 Junior Snow. And to his inside, you'll find the number 22 of Jonathan Brown.
And now for your front row, great to see this veteran presence back here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina on a short track Saturday night. From Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the great veteran in the number 12, it's Dean Ward. And on the pole tonight, a winner 18 times here at Bowman Gray Stadium, a veteran of the modified ranks. From Pufftown, North Carolina, it's Randy Butner in the number 5. You see that beautiful white number 5, and Dean Ward, that beautiful number 12 to his outside. Ward, a veteran of Bowman Gray Stadium. This could be an incredible night. 27-time winner here at Bowman Gray Stadium. He's also a blunderbuss division champion here at Bowman Gray, a guy that knows his way to get around cars that are heavy and light.
Well, no time to waste here as we got the 1 to go. This time by Wilby Green for the 25-lap second modified feature of the evening.
All right, let's go the go button. These are the drivers that live by the grace of God and 600 horsepower. There we go again.
Yellow.
This is hilarious. I love it. Every time I get all fired up for my modifieds. Are you telling me something, man, upstairs? I get so excited.
You got to get really into it.
I got to drink
You
a
got
sip
to
of
believe
Pepsi.
it. And this time by, we're going to take the green.
Are we going to
Here
do it
we
again?
go. One more time. Matthew Dillner.
One more time. Should I do it again?
Let's go.
These are the drivers that live by the grace of God and 600 horsepower. The Mod Squad coming off of turn number 4. We're Green Flag Racing at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Dean Ward's going to get the cold shoulder. He's going to be stuck on the outside, but can he make it work as he's going to try to get down, but no.
Oh, Gerstner fills the hole. Dean Ward going to the back quick. John Holloman fills the hole as well. Can Dean Ward tuck him behind? No, sir. Here comes Zach Brewer to the inside as well.
A little bit of anchoring for Dean Ward as he's going to go from the 2nd place to the 7th place position here. They'll continue to push back, but we got a split screen happening. We got the leaders of Randy Butner up front. A little bit of battle happening between him and Jonathan Brown.
John Boy Brown, that white number 22 PSR Cars Rocket. Brand new race car for 2022 for Jonathan Brown. And John Boy, man, that car is handling good through the center of the corner, following one of the fan favorites, the old KG veteran in Randy Butner in that number 5 machine.
Double points night. Make it happen. Make it work for you. As he's going to try to get that lead from Randy Butner, hitting him with the chrome horn. and seeing if he can push him out of the way on that inside lane.
Great run right now. In third position also is Jeremy Gershner, followed by John Holloman. Big opportunity for points gains for them. Right now, a nightmare of a night continues, and it's off camera right now, but Burt Myers is literally mired deep in the field, nearly last position on the track as they run. So is your point leader, Chris Fleming, all the way in the back. So this is going to shake things up, especially if we stay green here.
Shake things up indeed. Jonathan Brown wants this lead. That rhymes. I love to see it.
You're a poet, you know it, your feet show it. Longfellers. That's what my mom used to say, at least. Here's the number 5 right there, your leader, John Brown, to the backside. 8 laps on the board right now. And Butner trying his best to hold the bottom, but there comes John Boy. A little tip-tap to the bumper. Lets him save it, though. A very clean move. You have to use the bumper here, but there's a way to do it dirty. There's a way to do it clean, and right there was a perfect example of physical racing at a quarter-mile oval.
Randy Butner, the veteran, also his 35th season of competition here at Bowman Gray, knows how to make his way around this track, as he's not going to let Jonathan Brown have it too easy as they're going to approach lap traffic.
But you know darn well, Jonathan Brown, already with a win this season, would like to make it win number 2, and he's going to give it heck right here to the back bumper of that 5, especially with Jeremy Gershner closing in. And the number 69 with lap traffic coming, trying to get to the bottom of Gershner. That's not going to work as they motor around Crav Smith's number 99.
Jeremy Gershner, we talked a little bit about that. Floridian, who's actually going to buy some acreage here in North Carolina.
Oh,
Build
finally.
a shop of his own. He's been working at a Tim Brown's shop here in North Carolina and making the Trek road trip back and forth every single week from Florida. His
wife, Dawn, and TJ, you know, all them getting the family truckster. I mean, in my head, I want them to have a wood panel station wagon, but they don't. But they make it the trip all the way to Florida for these modified races at Bowman Gray. They also compete on the Smart Modified Tour, which is also on Flow Racing when we're not racing here at Bowman Gray. So great to see that family and him having some success. He had a start to the season that wasn't very fun for the driver, that 55, and again, he finds himself towards the front of the pack. But right now, the heat is on for the lead with 10 laps to go.
10 laps to go, and this battle between
Butner
and
a
Brown.
hard shot from John Boy. Gets the 5 sideways. Butner hangs on to the bumper again in turn number 1 and turn number 2. Oh, it's getting physical here at the Madhouse.
This is everything Gershner and John Holloman want to see. They want to see this battle so that they can capitalize.
You see the front bumper. It's pushed on up from Jonathan Brown. It's go time. With only a handful of laps to go, Butner is just hanging on, playing defense in that number 5. Another tap to the bumper. Another tap coming out of turn number 4. Wow.
Butner continuing to hold on into that inside lane like super glue, but Jonathan Brown isn't going to let it happen.
He's trying to move him up, and I'll tell you what, he is getting aggressive to the backside of that bumper. Butner still hangs on to the lead. 19 laps into this 25-lap affair.
Jeremy Gershner is watching this all unfold. We're going to be zoomed in here so you can see just how hard the 22 is going to push on to Butner's back bumper here.
And it's amazing to watch Butner playing defense in the center of that corner. He knows what John Boy is doing, and he's trying to make sure that when he hits him square, because he is hitting him every single lap to the backside. Some people are going to love this. Some people are going to hate it. 4 laps to go. Here comes John Boy to the bottom.
4 laps to go. He's holding him up, as Jonathan Brown would say, as he's going to look to that inside, get him loose, and Jeremy Gershner is right there.
This is as aggressive as I've ever seen John Boy, and especially to the backside of a veteran race car driver, a very clean race car driver, may I add, with Randy Butner. Is Butner going to let people run all over him? Right now he's playing defense, slowing down in the center of that corner. A masterful job with 2 to go by Randy Butner.
Beautifully done. Never lost control of his car. 2 laps to go. This time by. Can he play defense to the end? Again, another hard push.
Ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
Into the wall.
Butner hangs on. John Boy to the bottom so aggressively that he spins his own car. Wow. That escalated quickly.
It escalated quickly, and that's not what Jonathan Brown wanted to do there. That was the opposite.
Jeez. That was yeah, you know, short track racing is short track racing. Laying the bumper to somebody, laying the wood to somebody is one thing. But, you know, I got to say, that was a little much. But guess what happened?
He's already got his helmet off on the inside. You can see there.
Yeah, there's damage. There's damage to the right front of that machine. Watch this. He gets into 1, 2, 3. Now gets into his Nerf bar to the side of the car, bends the right front, breaks the right front tie rod right there, and that spelled the end. I got to give it to Randy Butner for committing to his lane and playing defense, slowing down aggressively there. If somebody was hitting me that hard, I'd do the same dang thing.
Wow. And you can see there, it's almost like all that beating and banging ended up breaking his own car. So unfortunately, you'll see in that replay the right
poor
front.
Zach Brewer.
Zach Brewer caught up in the distance.
Here comes John Boy walking. Let's follow John Boy and see what's going to happen here, because I'll tell you what, that was no fault. He's giving a thumbs up to Randy Butner right there out of a little respect. I'm sure Randy Butner, though, is not happy with him because, you know, John Boy is usually a pretty clean race car driver. I don't think I've ever seen him race with such reckless abandon there. Yes, he didn't dump Butner, but my gosh, he was hitting him about 3 times a corner.
It was interesting to see the thumbs up, almost like well played.
Yeah, he knew it. He knew that he just got beat by a master. Somebody that was like, okay, if you're going to hit me that hard, I'm going to back up my corner, protect the inside, and make sure when you hit me, I'm getting hit square. Okay, the key here when you're racing is to get hit square so it doesn't move your car up a whole entire lane. Now you see him putting his arm around a great friend, Corey Latham, who's a photographer for Race 22. Okay, guys, let's get off the track. I love it. Hey, at least the car isn't there, but Corey's a great dude, man.
Corey's probably saying, I got a great shot of that, man.
Probably. Corey with the most meticulously trimmed facial hair of any man I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, random factoid about Corey Latham.
Interesting to see that unfold. And if you're keeping count, we're on lap 24. 25 is the distance. So we'll see another green-white. Should be green-white together here.
Why don't we go to Twitter here? Folks, if you were watching that, hashtag Madhouse. I want you to tell me what you think about that tactic. Okay, we all know Butner came out on top there. Was that too much for your taste? I mean, it's Bowman Gray. Probably not. And you know what? Here's my view. I thought it was too much. But guess what? It all comes out in the laundry. Guess who's getting towed off from the infield grass here at Bowman Gray Stadium? He paid the price. He paid his penance for the way he drove.
It's interesting to see what people vote, right?
Hashtag Madhouse, by the way.
Hashtag Madhouse. Hit us hashtag Madhouse and tell us what you would have done there, how you think that should have unfolded. But it's interesting because you see both sides of the coin. If you are the leader, if you're in second place, you say there's 1 lap to go, I got to do what I got to do. If you're leading, you say, why the heck would that guy do that? So I can see both sides.
Well, you know, if he tried to hop on, a lot of people are like, you know, we'll probably watch this if they've never watched Bowman Gray before. But also, mind you, this is brand new pavement. There is no outside groove. In the old days, maybe he could have went to the outside. If he went to the outside here, he'd be a sit and duck and probably go back to 5th. Great to see Zach Brewer regain his spot in P4 right now in that number 79, last week's winner here at the Madhouse. Lights are out on the modern Chevrolet Blazer Pace vehicle. We are going to have a green-white finish here at the Madhouse.
Kevin Peters tweeting at us saying, just tuning in now, well, buckle in. You are up for a good ride as we're going to see how this is going to iron out.
Here we go. Green-white, a 1/4 mile of asphalt ribbon will decide twin feature number 2 winner. Will it be Pufftown, North Carolina, or will it be Florida? Back bumper of number 5, Randy Butner, taking a beating tonight. He has 1 more corner. Gershner sends it in there, hits him side by side coming off of turn number 4. The great master takes the checkered flag. Defense wins at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Jeremy Gershner, how he sent it in 3 and 4. I don't think he braked. He used Butner as his brake and almost was able to capitalize if he could have a little more traction on his exit of turn 4. Wow.
Let's give the VIP of the night. I'm just going to say it right here. Folks, the VIP of the night is the back bumper of the number 5 car, because nothing took a beating more tonight than that piece of steel on the backside of this NASCAR modified. Randy Butner survived it all.
tactfully still in place. We're
Look
getting
at the crew, the
tweets
track crew
coming in.
giving him a round of applause at the edge of the grass facade of this football field. The fans clapping and cheering right now as this popular veteran, really an underdog in so many ways of this division now in his later years of his career, successful and winning his second win of the season. Of course, he beat Paul Hall on that spectacular last lap race. Butner's 20th win ties him with Carl Burris, the great Carl Burris, and Michael Clifton and Billy Middleton on the win list. That's an incredible feat for this very likable veteran race car driver who's going to have a lot to say, Jacqueline, in Victory Lane.
Absolutely, and I'm just checking in on our tweets now, #Madhouse, on how everyone feels about what unraveled in those final few laps. But let's see what we got in Victory Lane.
Randy Butner. And by my numbers, this is start number 685 unofficially for Randy Butner. Closing in on 700 starts here at the Madhouse. Probably be early next year that he gets it. But Randy Butner, one of the longtime veterans here at the Madhouse, in his 35th season of racing, and he gets victory number 20 of his Bowman Gray Stadium career. Telling his wife, I love you. She's giving him a little congratulations on the phone here in the Carolina Woodforce Winner's Circle. And I know all the folks at Greg Butcher Trucking and Tri-Choice Realty are going to be happy tonight and on Monday. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all give him a hand coming out of the car for the Carolina Woodforce Winner's Circle for the second straight week. Well, all I got to say is, how about that last lap? Tell us what you were thinking there.
Man, but before I say anything, I got to say this. We broke a track bar in the first race. We wouldn't even be right here if it wasn't for Jonathan Brown and Mike Adams. They come over there, they took the track bar off of their backup car. Mike Adams come over and helped put it on this car. They're the only reason we're in Victory Lane right now. We do have to get this car better. We were holding them up bad in the corners. I don't know what's wrong. We can't get her to go through the corners, but all I was doing was trying to drive my butt off and hang on.
Yeah, that last corner was a doozy. The fans liked it. I'll let you thank those sponsors, and we'll let you celebrate.
Yeah, Greg Butcher's here with us tonight. Greg Butcher Trucking, we couldn't do it without him. Banda Tucker at Carolina Triad Realty. Raymock, Bob and Dick helped me out a little bit. We also got Scarlet Performance Parts, BD Kaiser, Muddy Creek Motorsports. Without them, none of this would be possible. And, of course, my great crew that works their tail off to make sure this thing gets to the track.
Win number 20, he'll celebrate in the Carolina Woodforce Winner's Circle, Randy Butner of Pufftown.
All right, unbelievable to see. I don't know if we're going to go to break here, but you look at Randy Butner hopping on to Carolina Woodforce Victory Lane. A big shout out to his wife Melissa, who is home sick right now. All of our thoughts and prayers are with Melissa Butner. Seeing Randy Butner win, that's got to be a great healing moment for that family. Let's take a quick break on Flow Racing. We're coming back with the Street Stock 50. we are back at Bowman Gray Stadium live on Flow Racing for the Thunder Road and Grill Street Stock 50, the richest and most long street stock race of the year. Let's give you the starting lineup real quick. Starting 22nd tonight, 4th place in points from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It's young Brian Sykes to the inside. It's the number 51 of Austin Taylor.
Starting in the 20th position, the number 10 of Kendall Hartless. And starting to his inside in the 19th position, the number 69 of Jordan Atkins.
Starting 18th, missed the racetrack last week, was Adam Bike Week in Myrtle Beach. The number 7, Zach Staley. And to the inside, the K-Train Choo-Choo, it's Kevin Gilbert.
And starting in the 16th position from Walnut Cove, 79 of Connor Shaw. And to his inside, you'll find the 64 of Stephen Troll.
Another female young superstar starts 14th tonight. From Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the number 40 of Taylor Robbins. To the inside, known best for dirt track racing and driving a beloved Pinto and Mustang, the Pintang. But tonight, in the street stock division, number 97, it's Chris Allison.
Starting in that 12th place position, you'll find the 72 of Bryant Robertson. And to his inside, you'll find the number 16 of Brad Lewis.
Grandson of the great Pee Wee Jones lines up 10th tonight. And that is the number 24 from Clemens, North Carolina. It's Austin Jones. And starting 9th tonight in the number 99, the Sykes Metal Roofing Machine. He roofs. That's right. He's up there roofing every week. Winston-Salem, North Carolina driver. The guy who won the opener this year, it's Brian Sykes.
And starting in the 8th place position from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, you'll find the 06 of Chase Lewis. And to the inside, starting in the 7th place position from Lexington, North Carolina, you'll find the 28 of Nate Gregg. Point leader, Nate Gregg.
That's right. And starting in front of him to the outside in the number 98 and 6th position is your defending race winner of the Street Stock 50, and just happens to be Nate Gregg's dad. The number 98, it's Billy Gregg. To the inside, the People's Champ, the number 22, it's Brian Wall.
Starting in that 4th place position from Winston-Salem, the number 70 of Cale Martin. And to his inside from Mount Airy, North Carolina, the 02 of David Creed.
And now the front row for the Thunder Road and Grill Street Stock 50, the biggest race of the year for this division. The law offices of John Barrow Street Stock Division, the big 50. Okay, starting on the front row, on the outside, the number 15, beautiful red and black machine from Pufftown, North Carolina, it's Nick Wall. And then starting on the point tonight from Trinity, North Carolina, it's the number 1, Christian Joyce.
1 to go. This time by to the green flag. We're looking for 50 laps is the distance for this Thunder Road Grill Street Stock feature event.
I've been there. Some good ice cream, some good burgers. Yeah,
Sounds
char
like a
grilled, I
good
kind of liked it.
Rock music.
Yeah, it's kind of more like a 50s vibe, you know, kind of old school. Yeah, it's kind of cool. But hey, it's local. It's local. I love that. Pace vehicle is off the track. The Thunder Road Grill 50 is live at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Here we go. Christian Joyce is going to take that lead over the 02 of David Creed. Meanwhile, the 15 of Nick Wall, he ain't too happy about it. He's going to anchor back and try to battle for that inside position as we see them throw a blanket over the cars. They bumper into the corners.
Right there, you're seeing on your screen Billy Gregg's number 98 car. On the bottom, Nick Wall on the outside going backwards quick. Here comes the 28 Nick Gregg. The point leader gets into Wall. Trouble, damage on the right front of that car, it looks like. Oh, trouble for your point leader on double points night. The Sykes Metal Roofing, number 28 of Nate Gregg. We were talking about it earlier. His dad saying, this kid has had such great luck. Everything's gone his way this year. Well, we spoke too soon because you see that AML racing machine right now with sparks coming out from underneath it. Damage from that contact with Nick Wall, and the point leader is going back to the service of his crew behind the field house.
I stopped by the trailer of Nate Gregg earlier today, and he said, hey, I'm not going for points, but I'm the points leader, and I don't know. I don't want a championship. Flow Racing replay. Let's see how it unfolded.
Okay, you see him getting a little hot there into the number 15 of Nick Wall. Kind of self-induced there. Got in a little bit hot, and hey, if you make contact with that right front wheel, it looks like the contact he made right there, it might have just knocked the valve stem off of that tire and caused that flat right away.
Yeah, it was a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, made the car jump up just a little. Hopefully they can get it repaired and back out. Again, double points night, so every point matters here tonight. You spoke a little bit about it earlier, but Nate, Greg, the family involvement here
Yes.
in this division, his father, his uncles, I don't know, everyone down there is hanging out.
And I love the fact that Billy Gregg not only supports him and his son's car, the Kepleys, that whole group down there, the Sykes, Brian Sykes Jr. Amazing to see what Billy Gregg does for this division. Without Billy Gregg, we'd be minus maybe a few cars in this division because he just supports those other drivers so much. 5 cars deep in that pit area, that little section of pit area. It's kind of a family over there. And that family's had some tough times lately. Brian Sykes Jr., Casey Kepley Jr.'s son, another guy that's on the pit crew, recently made the local news up here. There was a break-in at their place, and the suspects shot at them, and they luckily survived. And those 3 gentlemen were, well, I shouldn't say gentlemen, those 3 people were arrested, and very lucky that, a race car driver in our fraternity here survived being robbed at gunpoint. And those kids right now, they're just young kids. They all just graduated high school, going through some really tough times. So Bowman Gray family, keep them in their thoughts and prayers. Young, influential young men that are working on these race cars, going through something that we shouldn't have to go through. 5 laps on the board. Christian Joyce to the loud pedal, coming off of turn number 4. Cale Martin to the outside, trying to make it hang on. Washes up a little bit there. Still side by side. David Creed to the bottom, fills the hole. David Creed. Oh, yellow flag is out. Pierre Debris over in turn number 1 to the outside wall. It looks like a piece of sheet metal off of somebody's car. I mean, it should be easy to find.
A door of some sort. Hard to see exactly what it is.
Looking by the split in the back, it looks like it's the TV cover, the TV panel, the back of a race car. So I'm looking right now. I can't see who's the culprit. I do see a bunch of cones down. Oh, here we go. We're pulling it off now.
Oh, right side.
It is. It is a fender. So we should be able to see it right here. But a great job by, the only female on the Bowman Gray Stadium track crew.
She's got it.
And she is out there getting it done. And that is off the number 40 car of Taylor Robbins. And Robbins' right side of her car, it's all gone. There it is on Flow Racing.
Well, you don't need that to be fast, so that's okay. We'll leave that in the grass. I'm rhyming again. And we're going to get the choose cone back out this time by. We'll have people deciding what their fate's going to be on this next restart.
Oh, that's right. I love this. I love the choose cone. So do you, Jacqueline. This is interesting here at Bowman Gray because it's really tough to pass right now. So who's going to play safe? Take that inside. Who's going to have the chutzpah, the guts to take the outside? So far, nobody's taken it. Oh, here comes the people's champ, the number 22 to the top side. Billy Gregg as well. Nick Wall making his run back from the rear of the field, it looks like, coming to the front side as well.
50 laps to go. We got 9 in the books. Why did I say 50 to go?
Yeah, it's okay.
50.
50 lap race.
50 laps.
Yeah. So the math, which I'm not good at, would make it 41 laps to go, I believe.
41 to go.
Yeah,
9 in the books.
That's okay. The two of us together can make decent math.
And here we go. Green this time by.
Green flag is out. Christian Joyce to the lead. Brian Wall tries to tuck in, rips the front of his race car off. I don't know what happened there. A lot of bumper tag going on as we try to battle for the bottom. We got a spinner.
Problems. We got the 06 in the wall.
Chase
over here.
Lewis in the wall. Big spin for him in turn number 1 for Chase Lewis. Not getting going very well here in the street stock division. This is their biggest race of the year as Chase Wall trying to get that 06 turned around here at the Madhouse. Luckily, brand new drainage system there that you see. A lot more smooth trip to the grass. It used to be where you'd hit a big old hump and you sure as heck didn't want to do what he just did.
No. Tear your whole front end off just trying to get turned around.
It was a
lot
big grass
easier.
to turn, but it was a real pain in the butt. I really like this new drainage system. I think it looks great, too.
Chase Lewis right there on the screen from Winston-Salem. We're going to go to the Flow Racing replay. Let's see what happened in the back here. Ooh, he's going to get a little bit of contact from that 28 we spoke about earlier. Points leader, Nate Gregg, trying to make his way back up to the front of the field. And he's going to get the 06 turned around.
Squared up contact. It didn't look like it was to his inside much, but oh wow, that's a lot of contact. Yeah, I'll correct myself there.
A little aggressive.
It was a little aggressive. It was a little much, but hey, you know something? Third place driver Brian Wall, while we were showing that replay, went to the pit area to the service of his crew. And remember, on that restart, he kind of tried to get the inside line there really aggressively, really quick, and he kind of knocked into the left front of that car. The left front fender was hanging off, so he had to take the number 22 to the pit area. So he gives up third position. Choose cone is out. Everybody choosing the bottom except for Nick Wall. He goes from 5th to 2nd.
Keep in mind, if you're tuned in, we love seeing your tweets. Hashtag Madhouse, at Matthew Dillner, at me, Jacqueline Drake. And we read your tweets up here just to see what you think about what's happening on track. So street stocks underway here. We're going to come back around, take the green, restart. Man, oh man. Let's see it unwind.
The law offices of John Barrow Street Stock Division. Who's going to lay down the law? Who's going to be the winner here at the end of 50 laps? 12 laps on the books. Nick Wall gets a little bit of a jump there. Yellow flag comes out immediately. Also a series of spins in turn 4.
Was a little bit of jump there for Nick Wall, but what are you going to do? You're on the outside. You got to try to take the chance if you can.
Austin Jones, Truel, also involved in that spin coming to the green here. Austin Jones right there, the number 24 machine, the Farm Bureau Insurance 24. The grandson of the great Pee Wee Jones, one of the all-time greats at Bowman Gray Stadium. Of course, some landscaping now going on. Those boys put up some dirt on turn number 4. Yeah, you see it right there in the Flow Racing camera. That's a lot of dirt when you're going to be getting firing into the grass. That's not good. So they're going to do their best to blow this dirt and grass and soot off of the racing surface so we can go back green flag racing for lap number 15 of 50 laps in the street stock division. We still have some more racing to come too. Oh, Flow Racing replay. Let's check this out. Looking in the back of the pack there. Oh, it looks like Stephen Truel, when he was getting to the gas, maybe the number got checked up there. Nowhere to go for Zach Staley in that number 7 car as he gets into the back of him. Definitely not an intentional move by the driver of that number 7 machine. I mentioned before that he went to Bike Week, the number 7. Last week, he was in Bike Week in Myrtle Beach. He's a big biker. You know, he looks like it too. He's got a big old beard, man. He wears his hat kind of cool. He's a hip guy, man. Tows his race car with like a 1950-something Ford, you know, rat rod kind of thing, man. He's just a cool dude, man. But I was talking to him, I'm like, what happened to you? Where'd you go last week? Well, he was at Myrtle Beach Bike Week, and when somebody called him and said it's raining. So he had the car packed up. They were ready to come out here, and he was like playing the waiting game, and he got burnt. Let's look back at that replay where I think we're going to show it here. The number 22, keep your eye on this car on the outside. Nick Wall trying to get to the inside of Christian Joyce right there and rips off the left front fender. You know, I know you're trying to get to the bottom there, but that's
not clear.
That's not clear. And the spotter's responsible for the car on his bottom, right? He's responsible to clear himself out of his windshield, though. And that was just a simple mistake, and it cost him greatly because he had to go to pit road. Gave up that 3rd position.
Yeah, he's all the way back in the field now as we're going to get the choose cone back out for this restart. We have 15 laps in the books so far. Let's see what happens. If you've had a bad start to this race, this is where you can make up for it.
Well, maybe Brian Wall can, I said Nick Wall, Brian Wall, because there's two walls in the field. Maybe Brian Wall can use this cone restart, Jacqueline, and try to work his way back up there. We see a few guys. David Creed hops up to the outside of the front row in the 0-2 machine. David Creed in qualifying, the only time we time trial qualify the street stock division, setting the pole today and winning the pole award with a quick time here. We got some, we're gonna go yellow again because Nate Gregg has pulled his 28 to the bottom. GB Cole right now running up to the side window to see what he doth protest.
We had Nate Gregg and Brian Wall make contact with each other, clearly unhappy with each other on the back of this field. So it looked like Wall may have bumped into Gregg and got him sideways before he could get to the choose cone.
Well, that's your point leader right there. That's why it's significant that your point leader right now is in the back of the field. That number 28 car that you're looking at right there has a big lead in the points. You know, actually, he and David Creed are about 22 or so points ahead of the third place driver in the points. Well, guess where that third place driver is? He's in the lead, Christian Joyce. Double points, man. This is fun. Lights are out in the modern Chevrolet Blazer pace vehicle as it ducks down to the infield grass here on the football field.
All right, here we go. Green flag.
Or yellow. I'm so glad I didn't say these are the men that live by something because, yeah, it got the jinx got you. Oh, Brian Sykes Jr. That car is in the infield right now. The young race car driver having a spectacular season. 4th in points currently in this division. And folks, that's not a gimme. This kid is new to this division, and every week so far, even if he's drawn 3rd, he is elected to start in the back of the field every week. So the fact that this kid is 4th in points is showing his poise, showing his talent. We just spoke to him about him too. He was one of the young gentlemen here that was involved in a robbery by gunpoint recently, and luckily he and his friends were able to survive that. But, oh man, a tough break for the number 8 car. He's got the helmet off, it looks like, and the night is done for Brian Sykes Jr. Very young, talented race car driver in the Sykes Metal Roofing machine being pushed to the pit area.
Hard to tell what unraveled there, but maybe equipment broke of some sort. He knew he was done as soon as he was stopped in the field, so tough break for him. But we still got Brian Sykes out there.
His dad, yeah. Brian Sykes, your opening night winner, Jacqueline, in that number 99 car, sits in 4th position currently right now.
Interesting here, we got the cone back out. We didn't really take the green flag.
Yeah, I wonder. I think they should have just lined them up, but hey, whatever. That was good for David Creed, because now he's not on the outside of the front row, he's on the inside of the front row. But shake it up, shake it up. Here comes Cale Martin to the outside. Billy Gregg to the outside. The top 6 is changing with every restart right now, and that's what's so exciting about choose cone restarts. Hold on to your hat, because your guy might be in 10th. You just never know what's going to happen. Christian Joyce, Cale Martin, side by side, lap 20 of 50. Green flag is out. Joyce is sparking into turn number 1. He's got the bottom, but looks like he doesn't have the power. On the outside, Cale Martin does it the hard way.
Wow. Good to see him utilize that second lane. And
there is trouble for the
problems.
Christian Joyce machine. It looks like something has broken there. Yes, the rear end has broken. That number 1, it is vibrating. It is loose. The number 1 of Christian Joyce, who sat 3rd in points, now on double point night. His number 1 is broke. The plot thickens again.
Great job by all the spotters just then as Joyce moved back. Everyone was able to avoid him.
Maybe we could get a shot of this, the rear end of this car if they can zoom in. This is, you can see it vibrating right there. Yeah, he's feeling the car out. Something has broke, maybe a trailing arm or something in the rear of that car. And yeah, the rear end is, you saw the sparks at the green flag, and you could see the vibration of the rear of that car as well. Something is amiss on that number 1 car, and he's probably going to have to pull it into the pits.
What's interesting is I also noticed the 02, who's currently sitting in 2nd, David Creed. When they entered into turn 1, the 02 car set in the corner very odd, and he's Also, seems like he's checking. I don't know if he has a toe issue or something is broken, but the O2 looked a little odd to me in that restart as well.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on that, Jacqueline, for sure. The O2 David Creed, your quick time winner. Pappy Creed, as his Pappy is Happy. I guess his nickname went from Pappy, and then it went to Happy. But let's look at the Flow Racing replay. Watch the silver car of Christian Joyce. You could tell when he fires right there, that little bit of context, something's wrong with the car right there. You see the sparks, and something's not feeling good as he's entering turn number 1.
It almost seemed like maybe he had a tire going low and the back bumper was creating those sparks, but then that right rear seemed to be reacting violently to where he just kept falling back. Choose cone here this time by the O2.
Here comes Billy Gregg to the top. Billy Gregg to the top.
Billy Gregg.
Well, Billy Gregg is a master of the street stock division here, and you're defending champion of this race. You're defending champion of the division, and he's now on the top side. Cale Martin will lead him to green. Billy Gregg high on his horse on the outside. He hasn't had much luck this year. He hasn't visited victory lane. Can he do it here? Green flag is out. Staley stacks him up back further in the field. Cale Martin to the lead.
Halfway this time by, Cale Martin is going to take
Oh,
the lead.
you are right.
The
David
O2.
Creed, trouble for David Creed. Third place finisher, third place driver. Trouble on that O2. You called it right, Jacqueline. That car is in trouble indeed. His young grandson, Case, a 5-year-old boy, they just moved to Oklahoma. He's watching live on Flow Racing right now. It's a sad night for the Creed family that's in Oklahoma watching the O2 pull behind the pit area. But they've been so happy watching our coverage here from Oklahoma. But tough night now for David Creed, who looked like he was going to have a great one.
He really did. I'm a curious George. I wish we had a pit reporter now because I'd love to know exactly what that was on his car that ended his night. What, curious?
He's a curious monkey.
Yes.
Where's the man with the yellow hat?
Flow Racing replay. Here we go. Let's see it unravel.
All right, right there. You see the trouble for Creed. You called it right on that last restart, Jacqueline, and yeah, trouble. Something goes awry. It looks like in the rear end of that machine as well. So 2 cars suffering similar fate here within 2 restarts, and 2 front-running people within this division with Christian Joyce, who was 3rd in points, and David Creed, all happy right there, is not too happy having to pull that car behind the wall.
We're going to get the choose cone out. Cale Martin, let's talk a little bit about him. Started 4th this evening, fell back a little bit. Now the leader. Man, what a night. Things have turned around for him as we're on lap 29 of 50. Can he hold on to it? Behind him, the 98 of Billy Gregg decided to keep it down on the inside.
Well, look at that. Look who's just jumped to the outside. We were talking about the choose cone, Jacqueline. Look at that.
Yep.
Brian Wall. Remember when we were talking about him about 10 minutes ago? That Brian Wall went from 3rd to last. He had to go behind the wall. Well, guess what? He's back.
He is back.
The people's champ to the outside.
The shark sound.
Dum, 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 dum. Cale Martin first to the gas, coming out of turn number 4. We are green at Bowman Gray Stadium. 50-lap street stock feature, 30 laps in the book, 20-lap feature remaining for you right now. Cale Martin in the lead, the people's champ. Brian Wall in 2nd place with that badly damaged left side of that race car. And the master, Billy Gregg, in 3rd position. Nick Wall in 4th. Zach Staley battling the number 16 now for the 5th position.
No left side, but he was able to get to the inside, holding on to P2, the 98, battling him for 2nd. On your screen, oh, you see Kyle Staley pushed out of the groove by the 97.
Yeah, that's right. And Lewis got that spot there, and the number 7 just kind of struggled there getting back to the inside, and Chris Allison filled that hole as well in the number 97 machine.
That number 7 car, it's a little bit hard to see from our roof camera, but the colors along the side are puzzle pieces. Autism awareness by him. We got a caution out, looks like for debris.
Dirt.
Lots of dirt.
Look at it on the Flow Racing screen right now. Somebody got into that dirt and chunked up some of the landscaping here. Hey, Replace your divots, folks. Not very good golfers, but hell of racers here. Cale Martin in that number 70 as he goes by the track crew, your leader. Let's give you a little bit of a rundown here with the number 22 of Brian Wall in second. Billy Gregg's number 98 is in third position. In fourth position, Nick Wall. And the number 16 of Brad Lewis from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, rounds out your top 5. "26 laps to go in the grand street stock race of the year, the Thunder Road Grill 50 here at Bowman Gray Stadium. We still have some action for you tonight. After this, we have our second and final stadium stock race. Tyler McDonald looks to make it 4 for 4. Can he do it? That would be something else. We'll definitely have to stay tuned for that. That 15 lap and 15-minute time limit stadium stock race number 2.
Man, we're blazing through the evening activities at Bowman Gray. Lots of fans still up in the stands watching all this racing action. And I'm standing. Lots of other people down there are standing. You just can't help it here. It's exciting. Every lap here at Bowman Gray has been great tonight. A lot of, I don't even know what to call it, unexpected action, collisions, whatever you want to call it.
It's Bowman Gray, man.
Bowman
The
Gray.
cone is out here. Let's see who has the chutzpah to put it to the outside here. And it looks like it's going to be Nick Wall right now. You talk about the action here. I met a guy from Georgia this week at Millbridge Speedway earlier this week. He's blind, and he can barely see, and he uses binoculars and some sort of app to somehow watch races. He's a huge racing fan, and in our discussion at Millbridge, he's like, I'm here for the Xfinity race. I'm like, you need to go to Bowman Gray. So guess what? Sitting in 1 and 2 tonight, it's my buddy, and great to see a lot of people through Junior Motorsports this week that we were able to get up here to Bowman Gray. We can talk about this because it's a false start. But over at Junior Motorsports, we had our fan week this week. I kind of work over there with Dirty Mo Media as my full-time job during the week, and met so many great race fans that are up here this week for the races, and so many of them were curious about this quarter-mile oval here in Winston-Salem.
Lots to be curious about. Cale Martin starting on the pole, received a warning before this for making sure he restarts in the restart zone. Can he do it this time? Number 70.
Oh, a good jump by Nick Wall on the outside. Can Cale Martin fill the hole there? He does. Will he get first to the gas? It rotates coming out for turn number 2. Looks like Cale Martin has a spot on the bottom. Can Brian Wall get underneath the 15? It's Wall versus Wall off of turn 4.
Clean and green that time by. Can he get down to the inside? Doesn't look like he's going to let him.
Oh, we spoke too soon about the clean and green. Oh, my Lord. Body slamming in turn 1 and 2.
No body on the left side. You knock off the body on the right side. Why not? Here we go. Oh, and you see the gloves, Knuckles trying to save it as he gets put in the wall. The 98 is going to take advantage of Billy Gregg and
Yellow
caution.
flag is out. The 06 has spun, as well as Kendall Hartless's number 10 car in turn number 4. And once again,
Whew.
grass and dirt.
It's heating up.
Grass and dirt.
It is heating up.
Brian Wall, let's get physical right there with Nick Wall. Oh, my gosh.
What's that song? Is it
Let's
70s?
get physical.
That's it.
I want to get physical.
Karaoke.
Let me hear your body talk. Let me hear your body talk.
Love it.
He has no body left. He
No
has
body.
no body left.
Bodies on the floor.
Yeah, let's go to a replay. Please, let's go to a replay.
Flow
Let's
racing
stop the
replay.
bleeding right now. No more singing. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. Man, I guess Flow Racing, just hit mute. It's okay.
Here we go. Flow racing replay. Boom.
2 incidences
Wow.
here. Nate Gregg getting to the bottom, getting into the 06, and then Kendall Hartless goes around to the turn 2. Kind of hard to see what was going on there because Chase Lewis's spin looked like it was to the back because of the result of Nate Gregg's back bumper here.
Why you gotta be so heartless?
Oh, she's coming with the dad jokes. Oh, Hartless loses it on his own, whereas Lewis's spin up ahead of that was definitely a result of a little love tap from Nate Gregg's 28. Nate Gregg having a tough race and maybe showing a little frustration. Here's the
Oh,
06. He's not
overheating.
happy. He's out of his car. He gives the friendly gesture to Nate Gregg, who is getting the black flag, I believe. Nate Gregg gets the black flag, your point leader. The number 28 is getting a black flag.
Well, the last contact he had, they came around, they gave him a warning inside of his window net. That must have been the last straw for him, the 28. He's clearly unhappy, going to exit. Bad night for him on a double points night. Points leader.
Yes, the point leader. Drama unfolding here at Bowman Gray. This is going to shake up the street stock division like you wouldn't believe. Wow, black flag for Nate Gregg. His night looks to be over.
Chase Lewis clearly unhappy. The 06 not looking too good. Sitting there. Figure out how to get it towed off here.
I love being up here in the booth because
you can see everything.
You can see everything, but we also have the officials to our left. So I'm like, hey, look at that. That was great. Lewis there giving Eric Messer, track photographer, a pretty good shot there. Eric, you see him with the camera right there. Very hardworking young man. I worked with him a few years ago. He was doing some stuff with Jonathan Brown. It's great to see him now as the track photographer here at Bowman Gray Stadium. If you come to the stadium, they have the souvenir programs here. They're like nothing you've ever seen because they have pictures inside and out. Cool. Great information. The history in those pages of winners from Fonty Flock and Junior Johnson and Ralph Earnhardt to the Richie Evans, Jerry Cook days to the great Paul Radford and Satch Worley to the present day stars that you see racing here today. It's an unbelievable program. Nothing like it in the country.
No, it's really neat, and they also, I know this is a little corny, but they do all black and white photos, which for me, I really like that. This place is so historic, so why not? You know, it's a tribute, and they do them every single week, printed.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty cool. The Thunder Road Grill 50 here is a tradition for these street stocks. They have run it since June of 1986 with Larry Eubanks Sr. winning it for the first time. It was actually not a 50-lapper at first. It was extended to 50 laps, though, the big race, that is. In 1982, I think it was Brian Weatherman who won that race, I believe. So a lot of history here because Eubanks has won here. Rusty Harp, Barry Edwards. Rusty Harp, of course, if you're in this region, you know. There was a guy that won here named Jason Myers. You ever hear of that guy? Jason Myers, the modified division. Great here. He won this race 2 times in a row, 2000 and 2001. The great David Sumner, Derek Stoltz, a sportsman division superstar, once won this street stock affair. Darren Cotner in the old Ford Falcon, one of my favorite race cars of all time, that red number 27, took the victory in this 50-lapper in 2011. Jacob Creed became one of only 7 two-time winners in 2019. He also has wins in 2017 and 18. And the biggest was 4 in a row for the Street Stock 100. And that was, of course, by the guy we mentioned before, the great Ronnie Clifton, winning this race 88, 89, 90, and 91. So incredible history here in the Street Stock division at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Absolutely. And to be noted, the 28 has rejoined the field.
Oh.
Not sure how that's all unwinded.
So maybe they just put him to the rear.
Back. 44 laps completed
of this 50-lap affair.
6 to go.
So that is big right there for Nate Gregg because every position counts. We've said it until we're blue in the face, but it's a big plot point for tonight. Double points night. So if he can pick up even 2 or 3 positions right here, that kind of really helps him out because if he was just behind the wall there, he'd be in big trouble. Choose cone is out. The leader, of course, to the bottom. Brian Wall to the bottom. Greg to the bottom. Nick Wall to the top. Chris Allison in the number 97. He's had some troubles in that machine. That team saying that they feel like they've failed. A very talented and underrated driver so far this year in that 97. Well, now Allison in that 97 having a shot, restarting on the top, P4.
All right, here we go. This time by green flag.
Green flag is out. Oh, once again, it looks like Nick Wall Little too quick, a little too happy on the accelerator with that right foot. Cale Martin kind of exaggerating it, not really going there, but we'll see what shakes up here. We're going to get ready to restart. Flagman in the turn, one of the track workers going out and vehemently pointing his flag and telling them to restart this race correctly. Green flag is back out. Cale Martin on the bottom, the number 70 car. Nick Wall fighting fiercely for the street stock 50.
Wow, Cale Martin's going to play defense on that inside lane and hold Wall out. 2 to go, this time by. Can he hold on for 2 more laps?
Oh my gosh, it looked like Nick Wall was going to be scratching his fuel cell. He was so far up the tail of that number 70 car. This is going to get physical. 2 laps to go, coming around to the white flag, but we have trouble in turn number 2. Number 16 car is spun around of Brad Lewis, it appears, in turn number 2. This is going to set up a shootout here. I believe a green-white finish, or is it a green-white checker? We'll find out.
Green-white. Green-white checkered is what we're being
Green-white checker. I love having Gray Garrison right next to us. We're playing a little charades. Was that good charades? Let's look at the replay right here and see what happens to Lewis as he starts to get loose and car kind of unloads on him, starts spinning, and Zach Staley looks like he finishes him off here. Let's take a look again on this replay. Zach Staley into him a little bit there, and, well, he kind of finishes him off. A little damage to Staley's number 7 as well.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but has every race tonight been green, white, checkered?
I believe you are right. I believe you are right.
Seems to be.
Bingo.
There's lots of damage to these cars, too, so I'm curious about debris. The bumper of the number 7 at Kyle Staley is barely holding on. Nick Wall.
Zach Staley is his dad.
Staley.
Yep.
Zach Staley. Nick Wall, he's trying to go for his first career win. So I think we'll see him do whatever he can to make that happen this evening.
Oh, imagine if you could do it in the biggest race of the year, Jacqueline.
You're so close, too. You can just taste the victory.
Well, you could see right there, he was really gunning for it. He was really pushing the issue in the back bumper of that 70 car. No choose cones, single file restart, green, white, checker finish. If you're gonna get around the 70, it's gonna have to be most likely with a little bit of physicality. So folks, hang on to your hats. Live on Flow Racing, this is about to get wild. Cale Martin to the restart zone, taking a high approach. He hits the gas pedal, and so does Nick Wall. They go down into turn number 1. Contact! Wall, Martin around. The top 3 have crashed at Bowman Gray.
Wow, top 3 all collected.
Lewis goes through Mach 1 about 2 hours after the wreck and wipes out the front of his car. Oh, mayhem here at Bowman Gray Stadium. Cats and dogs living together. Carnage. Nick Wall not too happy as well. There's the 70 of, oh man, Cale Martin had this race won. He had it won. And then the 15 of Nick Wall got into him pretty darn heavy. I can't wait to look at this replay.
Here's
look at that.
instance of what would you do? I'd love to see the Flow Racing replay here. The 70 is going to make his way off the track. Looks like he just has a flat tire.
Man, the
so
People's
maybe he can get
Champ.
back
Look at
out.
that car, Jacqueline. Look at that. Oh, here it is.
Flow Racing
Call it for us.
replay. We're going to head into turn 1. Oh, and he's going to make direct contact into the left rear. Wow.
Whose fault do you think it was? I don't think he had the position. What was
gosh.
Lewis doing there? He didn't have, he had a...
He was definitely not clear. The rule is typically that if the nose is at your door, your driver's side door, then you're clear. He was not at the door. He was at the fender, the back fender.
I will say this too. You are absolutely right. The rules of racing and engagement say that that was the 15's fault. I'm going to also put this out there. If I'm the number 70, he started the race kind of when he fired on the outside. He didn't block the bottom as he should have, like we saw Randy Buntner, to get maybe hit square. He left that entry open, which is not his fault that the 15 wiped him out, But knowing how Bowman Gray Stadium goes, look at Lewis there. That's how it is. Hashtag Madhouse, your opinion.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'd love to see it. I will say during the restart, I was surprised at how high he did his restart. And I even thought he was leaving the door wide open. So a little bit of a mistake, I'd say, there for Kill Martin. But do you blame Wall? I mean, you do all you can. Again, we're at this green-white checkered.
We're going to throw that. Yeah, we're going to show that full restart. We're getting told by the truck, Melissa Staley and Keeler really doing a good job here. Look at this. He fires kind of high there. That was an unusual restart groove. And then right there, he opened up his entry, to try to arc it into the corner, which is a fast way around here. But when you're a leader on the restart, you can't arc your entry into one. Not his fault that he got totally wiped out, but he shouldn't have left it open. It's
interesting that he did that. I don't know why he did that unless he was hoping it would give him more momentum of a, better restart, but it didn't work in his favor. If you're a spotter on the 70, though, you're saying that there's no one to your inside. You're not telling them that there's someone there, because if he would
I'm telling him protect the bottom.
Yep,
That's
if he would have given him the gap going into turns 1 and 2, then Wall would have had the advantage, and we only have one lap to sort it all out here. So I think it's a racer's deal, personally.
Here we go on Twitter. Robert Collins saying, it's double point night. Got to do what you got to do, hashtag Madhouse. Michael Pfeiffer saying, Matthew Dillner, don't quit your day job. You shouldn't sing.
They hate our singing.
Hashtag you shouldn't sing. I agree with you, man. Wow, yeah.
Hopefully we're entertaining you guys.
Well, there's Eddie. There's the great ponytail. Eddie to the left side of that car, the hardworking track crew trying to get the that car of Brian Walls that is just missing most of the sheet metal.
Another interesting thought I just had is, as we saw in the last race, the gentleman who has the most force in P2 ends up with the most damage when it doesn't work out. We just saw that unravel in the last race between Butner and,
John Boy.
Jonathan
Brown, yep.
So,
and look at that right there, folks, on Flow Racing. That is a tore-up race car. They're going to have a lot of work to do to get that thing ready for next week. And, of course, next week we have a good one for you, 100-lap modifieds. Side by side, yeah, baby. Choose cone double file restarts and the fans challenge for $3,000. The top 4 starters get to actually say, hey, we'll elect to start in the rear. And if they make it back up to the top 4, they get $3,000. There's a $3,000 kitty. So let's see here. What do you think? What do you think the People's Champ is doing or saying here? Are you ready? Here we go.
Cigarette in hand.
The People's Champ expressing it only the way the People's Champ does.
In his left hand, did you see the cigarette?
That's
the
right,
cigarette
man.
in hand.
We're in Winston-Salem,
I
girl.
love this. It's the 70s. We're carrying our
This is
SIGs
the land of the
in
SIGs
race
right
car.
here. This is the land of the SIGs. We're in Winston-Salem, the house that R.J. Reynolds built. I'll tell you what. You see the smokestacks as you drive through the city right here. Well, old People's Champ right there, a SIG in one hand and an orange cone in the other. He didn't have the PA, but he sure made his voice heard. Oh, that's grand right there. Great point, by the way. I didn't see the cigarette till you pointed it out.
My dad, you're gonna have to fill me in. The driver's name he used to tell me when I was a little girl racing, he would smoke
Dick
cigarettes.
Trickle.
He'd be so nervous. He would smoke cigarettes. And he told me Dick Trickle smoked in his race car and had the lighter inside his race car and light his cigarette.
David Pearson as well. One thing that I thought was cool about Dick Trickle, we get a lot of things that were cool about him. I kind of mimic him with my briefcase here, my old school briefcase. But Dick Trickle, when he filled in the Conseco AJ Foyt-owned car at, don't know what the year, but it was Bristol, the green number 14 car he filled in. Well, they didn't have time to get him a Conseco fire suit. So when they got it to him on Sunday, Michael Rupp was a friend of mine. Rumpf was a friend of mine. He was PR. And Rumpf, I'm walking around with, and I'm seeing, I'm like, what are you doing walking around with Dick carrying his cigarettes? He's like, they forgot to put the zipper pouch in. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, Dick Trickle's suits all have a pouch that he can put his cigarettes in and close it. So poor Rumpf had to walk around all day just carrying old Dick Trickle cigarettes.
That's a PR job if I've ever heard it.
One to go at the line right here, and guess what? We could have a hero at the top here. Chris Allison going for his first ever win in the biggest street stock race of the year. He's had some hard luck so far this year, has the driver of that car in the one race that he did run. This team saying that they felt like they have failed him with the equipment they have put under this talented driver. And right now, green-white checker. Chris Allison to the gas, sideways off of turn number 4.
Protecting the bottom, but Brian Sykes, he's right there. Contact, entering into the corner.
That's Billy Gregg actually to the backside of that car, the defending race winner. Now he's to the bottom. Billy Gregg side by side with his team car. The team cars come off the turn, and Billy Gregg has the lead. Here comes Brian Robertson to the bottom. Fills the hole, hits Allison, spins out. Caution flag is out at Bowman Gray Stadium. What a turn of events. Poor Chris Allison, the driver of the famed legendary mini stock in this area, Pintang, the part Pinto, part Mustang, in riding in the street stock this weekend. And Bryant Robertson gets to the back of that car, the number 72, and caution flag is out yet again.
There is no teammate in Bowman Gray.
I can hear the fans out there, by the way. We're up here in the booth, and these fans are not happy. Let's look good. Let's keep an eye on this 97 car. He's not happy. And we're going to Flow Racing replay. Let's see here we go. Chris Allison not happy. This is live right now. He's going up to Robertson's car. He's moving up, telling him he is not happy. Oh boy, a little bit of fireworks here. We got some emotion coming out in these drivers. Chris Allison has waited for him under this caution flag. So far, he has not done anything but voice his displeasure. And I think he's not going to. That's a good job by Chris Allison, keeping us cool.
Flow Racing replay here.
There we go.
We'll see how it unravels. Same situation we just saw in the last restart. Not clear. 72 is going to hold his line. 97 is not going to give it to him.
That's a real estate battle right there. Chris Allison pitches the car in to try to do his best to not cut across the nose of Robertson, and then Robertson just gets into him. That's just a product of Bowman Gray Racing. Chris Allison, the victim of it, though. This gives Billy Gregg the lead, defending race winner in the number 98 there, and then you see the number 72 with possibly a little toe damage on the left front of that car, but the sheet metal is hanging off. I don't think they're going to send him to the pit area. They're displaying the one to go. The lights are out on the modern Chevrolet Blazer Pace vehicle around turn number 1 and turn number 2. Old Tito with a good shot right there for us in turn number 1 and 2. Can Billy Gregg hang on for two more circuits around the tight confines of the quarter-mile oval? Zach Staley sitting pretty in third now. Taylor Robbins in 4th position. It's not over yet. Billy Gregg takes the green flag.
Quite a start there. Able to get the jump over the 72. We're going to say green. This time by, looks like we got the white flag. Here we go.
Yes, the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Bowman Gray Stadium for the Thunder Road Grill Street Stock 50. Billy Gregg stretching out that lead. The battle is on for 3rd position right now. But at the point, a popular win. It's your defending champion taking the Thunder Road Grill 50 at Bowman Gray. Billy Gregg. No luck so far this year. Well, he got it at the right time. The longest street stock 50-lap race ever. 64 laps to get it done tonight.
Whatever it takes.
And that's been the theme of tonight. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get the position, whatever it takes to get the lead, whatever it takes to get the win. And Billy Gregg, old Billy Gregg, gets it done tonight in the Sykes Metal Roofing AML Wrestling number 98. He had to wrestle that lead and get it done.
I know we've talked about it throughout the night, but the enhanced aggression, the enhanced pressure on these drivers all comes down to it being the double points. And we see how these drivers...
Look at that, teammates right there.
There we are.
Teammates right there congratulating each other. The whole entire camp of the Sykes and the Kepleys and the Greggs are all converging here around the track for this grand victory lap. And Nate Gregg also. Look at this burnout here. Oh, Billy Gregg, man, he's not one of these young cats, but he don't care. He's so happy he's parked that nose right up against the guardrail right there and doing a burnout. Nate Gregg not very happy, by the way, on the front stretch. And we didn't see it on camera, but boy, is Nate Gregg not too happy. He parked his car on the front stretch to go see his father in Victory Lane, and it looks like he had some choice gestures possibly to the tower, Nate Gregg did. But here comes Billy Gregg pulling his number 98 into Carolina Wood Floors Victory Lane here at Bowman Gray Stadium.
Billy Gregg's going to take home his 20th career move, or 20th win of his career here, moving him into the 3rd place of all time on the winning list. Another great accomplishment. As you see everyone collecting around the car to celebrate with him in Victory Lane, Nate Gregg right alongside.
Billy Gregg becomes the first driver since Jason Myers in 2000 and 2001 to go back-to-back in the biggest race of the year for the annual Street Stock 50-lapper. Goes in overtime, 64 laps, brought to you by the Thunder Road Grill. And he looks pretty happy, pretty wore out tonight. Well, what do we say? That one was wild and woolly, and you were there at the end. As I was telling the crowd, Jason Myers back in 2000 and 2001, the last driver to win it back-to-back, you become the next one to do it. Congratulations to Billy Gregg. Another milestone in your great legacy here at the Madhouse.
I thank you, man. I got to thank these guys. We've worked our butts off. You know, my son come in here, the points leader. Gray decided today was the day to take him out of it, but that's okay. We're coming back next week, bigger, better, and stronger. Gray, you can kiss.
Billy Gregg celebrates in the Carolina Wood Floors Winner's Circle, and he will be the back-to-back winner of the annual 50-lap street stock race for the first time of his long career here at the Madhouse.
Well, that got interesting there on that, wow, interesting Victory Lane interview there. And Billy Gregg and Nate Gregg not too happy, even though Billy Gregg is a winner. But that's the entertainment of the Madhouse. Folks, let's throw it to one last caution break. You never know what you're going to see here at the Madhouse or here. Well, guess what? Another race to go. One more to go. Let's go to commercial break.
15-lap event for the Q104.1 Stadium Stock Series. Here's how they'll roll out. Starting on the pole.
From Germantown, car number 28 is Robert Mabe. Starting second from Tobacconville, and car number 27 is Austin Cates. Starting third in car number 59 from Yadkinville is Dakota Wharton. Rolling off from
right, folks, we are back for one more race here at Bowman Gray Stadium. It is the Stadium Stock second 50-lapper, different field of drivers. They split the field in two. Let's give you the starting lineup right now.
Let's get it sorted out. Starting in the 12th place position, we have the number 74 of Matt Alley. And to his inside from Moxville, we're going to see the 47 of Tyler McDonald.
Starting 10th tonight in the number 46 from Moxville, North Carolina, it's Wyatt Sapp alongside from Franklin County, Virginia in the Heath Ledger paint scheme car. The number 1, it's Jesse Opp.
And starting in 8th place position, Lexington, North Carolina, the 31 of Kyler Staley. And to the inside, the 43 from Winston-Salem, Brandon Brindle.
Starting 6th tonight, but dropping to the rear, I believe, will be the 25 of Matt Goodwin. To the inside, Chuck Ball in the number 81.
And starting in the 4th place position, the number 16 of Blaine Curry. And to that inside, starting in 3rd place, from Yadkinville, North Carolina, Dakota Warden.
On the front row should be Austin Cates of Tobaccoville in the number 27, which he is, but somehow, I guess because of the guys shuffling back, it's actually going to be the 81 of Chuck Ball on the pole. But Robert Mabe also in the number 28 from Germantown, North Carolina. He is dropping to the rear. So with him and I think Dakota Warden dropping to the rear, that does move Chuck Wall up to the lead of this race. Lights are out on the modern Chevrolet pace car.
And here we go. One final race, 15 laps to go, 15-minute time limit.
Chuck Wall, the KG veteran, the former champion of this division, on the point. Brendan Brennell, look out for him. Last week's winner on the bottom to his back bumper. Green flag is out for the Stadium Stock, race number 2. Chuck Wall with a healthy lead into turn number 1, followed closely by Brendan Brennell. Trouble in the back of the pack as they stack up. That 47 car, that's the one to take a look at right now. He has been unstoppable in the Stadium Stock division. 3 races, 3 wins for Tyler McDonald.
He's got his work cut out for him as they're going to sort it out. Oh, and he avoids it.
Big crash right there. Yop is involved. Matt Alley, the number 74 car. Mabe, the number 25 car of Matt Goodwin, also involved. Trouble for Alley. He seems to have maybe the most damage of anybody in that white number 74 Mustang.
The number 47 of Tyler McDonald that we were just speaking about.
Let's look at the Flow Racing replay right here. Great job by our cameraman up there to catch this right there. And it looked like Staley getting into maybe Matt Alley or the Jesse Yop machine. Yep, getting into Jesse Yop's machine right there as Staley gets in the gas to get around him. Tyler McDonald on the bottom with a great job to get around that. Matt Alley nowhere to go, gets on the brakes, gets on the binders, and spins out.
Flagman showing 1 to go next time by.
Only 2 laps done here in this 15-lap race. Blink, you'll miss it. And that's the thing with Bowman Gray. Once we go green, you blink and you're going to just miss all the action, too. You know, it's ridiculous. Stadium Stock, one of the most competitive divisions here. These smaller 4-cylinder cars have a lot of room to race around this track. So get ready here. 13 laps to go. The great Chuck Wall to the gas. Green flag is out for Wall. Wall, Brendel, Cates, your top 3.
Great restart there by the 81, able to hold his own. The 43 closely following behind him.
The 43 of Brendan Brennell. Cates, the number 27, loose off of turn number 4. He takes a sideways trip through the infield grass, takes out 2 cones. Caution flag is out.
I actually thought for a minute there he was going to save it.
Yeah,
Looked like he had it under control for a moment.
He did. It looked like it was, it kind of reminded me of learning how to drive in the snow. That's what that was like, you know. Hey, spin that sucker. But the Tyson Gears number 27 car of, you know, of course, the Cates family running here at Bowman Gray, and that is one of the brothers.
Flow Racing replay here. We'll see it all unwind. He gets the loose.
Oh, yeah. He got to the throttle right there. I don't know if he got into it pretty darn hard and the back end of that car just snapped around on him, but definitely lost it on his own. And there goes the cone. Bye-bye. And here comes another. Bye-bye.
The cones take a beating here, that's for sure.
Hey, back bumpers have taken a beating here too. This has been the sheet metal night at Bowman Gray Stadium. If anybody collects sheet metal, get your butt down to the pit area afterwards. And they do let the fans out in the pit area here to meet their drivers, get autographs afterwards. So if you go to Bowman Gray for the first time, that is an experience in itself. Old school.
Looking down into the grandstands, we have people pointing, waving, giving hand signals, telling them what they need to do here on this restart. 3 laps in the books.
Bird season. Good run right now for Blaine Curry in the 16, who sits in 3rd place right now with 2 great veterans of the division in front of him. Chuck Wall in the black number 81 and the number 43 of Brendan Lee Brendel. Chuck Wall in the lead right now. If this plays out the way it is, I could see these 2 veterans not hitting each other too hard. We might see a classic race right here. 2 very skilled individuals here. So I don't think you're gonna see a lot of crazy bumping and banging here. Look at the 43 trying to get the run to the bottom right now. Wall closes the door into turn number 3.
Off screen, Tyler McDonald is in 5th. He's made his way up to 5th. He started 11th in this feature.
The war for 4, trying to get 4 for 4. Tyler McDonald right now, he's in P5. Doesn't look like without the aid of some caution flags that he'll get it done. Right now, 2 good race car drivers up in front. Right now, coming up to lap traffic though. Oh, Chuck Wall almost gets it to the slow car of Mabe. Oh my gosh, by the hair of his chinny chin chin, he just got by that.
Split screen here on Flow Racing. It almost seems like the 43 is a little loose center of the corner, but able to capitalize a little bit in turn 2 and close that gap. On the right side, you'll see Tyler McDonald, who we spoke about, sitting in 5th place, trying to pull his gap into the 4th place, but again, seems like we'll need a caution to get him further up into the field. Battle continuing on for the lead.
I love watching this battle right here because this is 2 very skilled race car drivers using a little physicality. There comes the 43, putting the back bumper to the front bumper to the backside of Chuck Wall right there, but nothing too aggressive. This is going to be a fun battle to watch. Chuck Wall in that black number 81. Both of these drivers are champions here at Bowman Gray Stadium, and you're seeing the top of the heap in this division, racing clean. You know, a lot of times we've seen a lot of bumper tag. I don't think we're gonna see some crazy stuff here. Oh, Chuck Wall a little high, side by side. Here comes Brendan Lee Brendel to the bottom.
Completely opened the door for him up there. He's able to get to the inside, the 43. Now your new leader with 4 laps to go.
Oh, but here comes Chuck Wall using the grass to get to the bottom, but he can't do it. Brendan Lee Brendel still in the lead.
Brendel's gonna take that lead and run with it while he has the opportunity. Go around a lap car here, the number 25. Not gonna make a difference. Continuing on here, 3 laps to go.
Brandon Lee, 2 laps to go. Brandon Lee Brendel won last week. Can he make it 2 weeks in a row in the stadium stock division? The battle towards the front of this division has been all about AJ Sanders. It's been all about Tyler McDonald, but the 4 for 4 streak for McDonald ends tonight. And it ends with a victory for the white 43. Coming off of turn number 4, Brandon Lee Brendel, win number 2 of the season.
Wow, and that's gonna be his 21st career win here at Bowman Gray. Can you imagine, 21 wins at the Madhouse. He was able to get it done in those final few laps. And I feel like that was fairly clean considering what we've seen this evening.
Love that type of racing, okay? You know, Bowman Gray right now is a product of One Groove new pavement. But right there, we saw what can happen when you have 2 veteran race car drivers that work their way around each other. Not this stuff where I'm gonna just send it in there Mach 1 and take you out. That was racing.
It really was. He was able to move him up out of the groove and then take advantage. So we'll see him come down and collect the checkered flag victory lane. Oh, Sparks on the inside.
If we can see that on the camera, I don't know we can, but that was weird.
That was very weird.
I don't know what happened in there, but that thing was sparking up. I don't know if that thing is. Yeah, that was
Rogue
a
wire of some
strange.
sort.
But Brendan Brennell, your winner of the last race here of the night at Bowman Gray Stadium, and he will be a happy victor. Yeah.
Still
Here we
sparking.
go. Look
Oh,
at the
here's
sparks on the replay here. JB Cole. Get out of there, JB. What is going on in
Wow.
there? That's curious.
It's still going. Wow.
What was that?
JB looks in like,
He's like, what is
the
going on
fireworks
here?
down there?
Hey, it's not the 4th of July yet, Brandon, but he is putting on a spectacle of a donut show.
Maybe it was his cigarette lighter who's turning,
A la
turning it
Dick
on.
Trickle. Oh, man. That is awesome. He joins Frank Fleming, the great Frank Fleming, with 21 wins. That's awesome. Frank Fleming, one of the modified drivers that I've always looked up to in the Southeast here. One of the great gentlemen. Still drives to this day, and one of the most approachable race car drivers you'll ever meet. But, you know, this is cool. Look at all the family. Look at all the kids surrounding that 43 car right now, and we're about to send it down. Brendan Lee Brendel, the winner.
Brandon Brendel takes the checker tonight in the second event of the Q104.1 Stadium Stock Series. Brandon, you bided your time, you waited, and you took care of business when it mattered most.
Yeah, Chuck Wall is probably the baddest driver and fastest car here every single week. It felt good to do that. You don't often get to pass Chuck Wall. That was fun. I want to thank Todd Barnhart with Infinity Insurance Group, Kevin and Lori Neal with Lindley Plumbing. I'm going to tell you what, between them two people right there, I wouldn't be racing. And I just want to thank them.
There you have it. Once again, Brandon Brendel, winner of the second 15-lap event for the Q104.1 Stadium Stock Series. He'll make his way over to the Carolina Wood Floor Winner's Circle.
All right, that is it here at Bowman Gray Stadium tonight. But before we go, let's give a little bit of our final takes of the night. What's your big takeaway or your big moment here tonight?
What a night, first off, on how all of this unraveled. That was the only feature that didn't end up in a green-white checkered. But I have to say, the modified feature event, seeing Butner and Brown contact in that final lap, man, talk about drama, how that's unraveled and unfolded this evening. But lots of great racing action. I'm curious, Matthew, what was your favorite takeaway moment?
I would say it would
tonight?
be Brian Wall, the People's Champ, making his voice heard by using a cone to yell out to the fans or whoever what he wanted to express there when he got wrecked. And then I would also say the emotion of the Gregs, okay? The point leader, it unraveled for him tonight on double points night, Nate Gregg in the street stocks. And when his father won, he pulled that car onto the front stretch and he shot a double bird up to the tower, okay? And then his father in Victory Lane called out the race director in the Victory Lane interview. That's emotion right there, and it's a little edgy in that, but that's what you get at Bowman Gray. This place is full of color, candor, and edge.
Yeah, and I think tonight we saw all sides of the Bowman Gray beautiful pyramid on what it can be when it comes to racing action, the fans, the drivers' personalities. All that stacks up to be something beautiful here of short track racing.
Well, let's wrap up the show. I want to thank Melissa Straley, Mark Keeler, Zach Evans, Michael Weinmiller, Justin Mincy, yourself, Jacqueline Drake, Tito, of course, over there in turn number 1 and turn number 2 for the great job that he did as well. But your winners tonight in the Stadium Stocks, Grayson Keaton, and of course, Brendan Brendel in the modified race number 1, Chris Fleming. And in modified race number 2, the great run by Brandy Butner. Amber Lynn taking the Sportsman 100 in the McDowell Heating and Air car in the McDowell Heating and Air division for that big 100-lapper. And Billy Gregg winning the Street Stock 50 tonight at Bowman Gray. The fans are filing out right here at Bowman Gray, live on Flow Racing. We thank Flow Racing and the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series for putting on this live event. If you can't be here at Bowman Gray Stadium, tune in each and every week on Flow Racing. I'm your host, Matthew Dillner, and until next time, we'll see you at the races.